You're listening to Football Friday Night on demand exclusively on 600 ESPN El Paso. Stay up to date with high school football scores, updates, and news by downloading the free 600 ESPN El Paso mobile app.
All right, winding it down. Football Friday Night right here, along with Paul McKinnon. I'm Adrian Broadus at down our Ignitify scoreboard. In our 915 Tours game of the night, it was Del Valle defeating Chapin 35-13. Pebble Hills defeats Coronado 56-16. Mountain View rallies back to defeat Clint in overtime 27-21. Hanks beats Burgess 35-28. Riverside over Bowie 49-14. Irvin all over San Elizario 62-26. Thanks to Justin Wright for tweeting out the live score for that one, or the right score, I should say. El Paso defeats Jefferson 35-17. Parkland with a win against Bel Air tonight, winning their first game of the year, 55-22. Austin defeats Fabens 42-12. And now back out to West El Paso. We got a great one, Franklin Montwood, with Franklin up 42-32. Let's see what has changed, if anything. Jeremy Karanka with the latest. Jeremy, you take it away.
3:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 39. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Couple plays takes Montwood find the end zone, and it's the quarterback, Damon Briano, with a 1-yard touchdown run. Montwood's onside kick attempt is recovered by Franklin at their own 40. So a big recovery there for Franklin. Again, this game is super tight now, as Montwood has been able to respond to Franklin's long 35-14 run that they had. And 3:48 left to go, guys, in the fourth quarter. Franklin will have the ball back when we come back. So Franklin 42 and Montwood 39.
Jeremy, what are we talking about as far as timeouts go, real quick?
Yeah, so both teams have all 3 timeouts left here in this fourth quarter. So that's huge for Montwood. And Franklin now lining up here. It's Ernie Powers in the back behind the quarterback, Lucas Garza. It's a single I formation, and they hand off to Powers, left coming right. He breaks the tackle pass, the 45-50, first down and more. We need a huge gain. Ernie Powers out with about a 19-yard gain into Montwood territory, out of bounds, though, stopping the clock at the 35-yard line.
Okay, Jeremy, let's take a quick breather from you. We'll come right back to you here in just a moment. Paul, let me bring you in on this. Montwood scores. They get the extra point, but unable to recover on that onside kick. Now down by 3 in this matchup.
Yeah, a little surprised they actually went for the onside. Probably about 4 minutes. I think it was 5.5 when they were looking to score, so probably around 4 minutes now. Boy, a big mistake by Powers. Hooray for the 19-yard run, but you maybe sacrifice some yards. Stay in bounds. Clock stops on the first down, but once they move the chains, another 30 seconds or, 25 technically going to come off the clock. Those are big seconds at this point. If you're going to pick up 19 and just run out of bounds, it's still 1st and 10. If they have timeouts, they're going to be able to stop the clock. If you don't get another first down, Montwood's getting the ball back.
Yeah, that's a really good point in itself. Let's do this. Let's go out to Angel Torres, a wrap out with El Dorado and Americas. Angel, give us the final report here for this game, and then we'll go a quick report here, and we'll go out to Jeremy Karanko in just a little bit. Angel, you take it away.
It's a final here at SAC 1 as the El Dorado Aztecs stay unbeaten, going to 6-0, 2-0 in District 1 5A play with a 42-6 win over America. El Dorado running back Ryan Estrada finishes 28 times, rushes for 28 times for 311 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's a final here, 42-6. El Dorado.
Great job, Angel. I appreciate that. We'll see you out at Union Draft House here. They've got 6 locations, 100 beers on tap, daily food and drink specials. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at the Union Draft House for more information. Now we know that one is final. It's El Dorado who defeats America's 42-6. We'll run down our Ignitify scoreboard here in just a little bit. But before we do that, it's our senior player of the game, thanks to the Greater El Paso Football Showcase. This will be our senior player of the game tonight. Paul, where are we going for this one right here?
Well, I think we're going to the first 6A game of the season for Pebble Hills, and they destroyed Coronado tonight. Unexpected, and the guy who was doing the most destruction duty was the senior, the running back, Zarian Quarles, 274 yards on the ground. And that was through like 3 quarters. I think they gave him the rest of this game off. 4 touchdowns. He was the battering ram. that really just destroyed Coronado. After a tough loss last week, they got their doors blown off tonight, the T-Birds. They are in recovery mode.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, senior football players must have SAT, ACT results submitted by December 1st to be eligible for the Combine and the game. Go to 915showcase.com, their social media, to see weekly top 5 performers, scores and stats of team players, and plenty more. We're winding things down here. Football Friday night. Back out to Jeremy Karanko. It's Franklin Montwood. Jeremy, take it away.
2:12 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's Franklin 42 and Montwood 39. It's the Cougars right now with the ball in Montwood territory, though. A third down and 11 from the Montwood 24-yard line, and with a timeout taken by Montwood. So Montwood can get a stop here and get the ball back, but we'll see what Franklin decides to do if they cannot convert this first down. So timeout on the field. 2:11 fourth quarter, Franklin 42 and Montwood 39.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I appreciate that one. As we continue, it's an excellent game. It is Franklin, 42, and then it is Montwood 39. And let's see, how this one winds up here when it's all said and done. Just a few minutes left here on this one right here is, Jeremy Karanko is with us on, the phone lines right now. Let's run down our Ignitify scoreboard right here one last time. It's our final scoreboard here as we continue 915 Tours Game of the Week. Del Valle defeats Chapin 35-13. Pebble Hills all over Coronado 56-16. In overtime, Mountain View defeats Clint 27-21. El Dorado with a 6-0 start to the season. They defeat Americas 42-6. Hanks with a 35-28 win against Burgess. Riverside defeats Bowie 49-14. Irvin with a big 62-26 win against San Elizario. And then also El Paso defeats Jefferson 35-17. Parkland defeats Bel Air 55-22. Austin with a 42-12 win against Fabens. And now we've just got this one. It's Franklin Montwood, and this is the game that's going on right now. Franklin with the 3-point lead, 42-39 as this one winds down. One other final score from last night. Eastlake holds off Eastwood 49-28. Back out to Jeremy Karanko. Jeremy, take it away.
Thanks, guys. 2:06 left to go in the fourth quarter, and it is Franklin 42, Montwood 39, and the Montwood Rams stop Ernie Powers on a run with no gain. So fourth down and 12 for the Cougars. Montwood takes its last timeout of this game. So they will decide, Franklin will decide if they will go for it or kick a long kick here. And we'll see what they decide. They're coming out to the huddle now, guys. So Montwood, again, no timeouts. If they get the ball back, they're going to have to move quickly down the field. And it is Franklin's offense on the field for a fourth down and 12 at the 24-yard line. It is the quarterback, Lucas Garza, with Powers to his right. He fakes a throw, hands off to Powers. Powers across the 20. Stock there. He will not get it. It's Montwood football at the Franklin 19-yard line. Big stop for the Rams, trailing by 3, 1:55 to go. Fourth quarter is Franklin 42, Montwood 39 with the football at the Franklin 19 when they get back on the field.
Jeremy, I'll let you gather yourself with some stats right there. Great call, great stuff. What a finish right here. Back-to-back weeks for Jeremy Karanko and electric finishes here, Paul.
Yeah, it sounds a little crazy. 4th and 12, we're just going to run the ball, but it beats trying a long field goal. 29, that'd be a 46-yard kick. Chances of it getting blocked and returned, and then you might, anybody else but Darren Walker, you might not have a job next week. But you can't punt from there either. You're too close to the end zone. What they could have done is maybe take a shot, put the ball up in the air. Maybe that Santiago Pettis kid makes a play. The key now with less than a minute, with 40-something seconds, is that what I heard? If you got to throw the football if you're Montwood, and you got to throw it past the sticks every time. Every time you throw it more than 10 yards, if it's caught in play, they'll stop the clock to move the chains. You got to quickly get the next snap off. Of course, out of bounds, also an option. Little short routes, crossing routes where you can catch it, run, and get out of bounds for short gains.
All right, let's go back to Jeremy Karanko with more. Montwood and Franklin. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Thanks, guys. 148, Franklin 42, Montwood 39. Montwood's first pass play to the right side is caught by Rosales on a cross track, gets out of bounds near the 40, and another pass caught for another first down, right side, 10-yard gain. Adrian Cortinas with the reception. And now Montwood is quickly into Franklin territory at the 49-yard line with a first down and 10, 1:44 left to go. Remember, Montwood, no timeouts, trailing by 3, has been able to get 2 big pass plays and get out of bounds. Perfect execution thus far on the Rams on this drive, this potential game-winning drive. Here is the quarterback, Damian Briano, wide set, has a snap, right side, goes right, throws right. It is dropped wide open. Was the receiver Adrian Cortinas on that one again. He was near the sidelines with a drop, and the clock stops now. 1:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. Franklin 42 and Montwood 39. Second down and 10 for the Rams here at the Franklin 49-yard line. The Montwood Rams lining up for the play here. And it has been a wide set this whole drive. As you'd expect, passing is a must and option on this drive. Here's a snap here to Briano. Briano going left, has a man wide, dropped. Guys, Briano had a wide open, well, it wasn't wide open, but he beat out the defender there. Number 2, that was Aiden Banuelos, who had a great night, 3 TDs on the night. And it was a little bit overthrown, but he had a beat on it, and that was a missed chance right there in Montwood with a near go-ahead touchdown there. So it is third down and 10 now for the Rams at the Franklin 49-yard line, trailing 42-39. The time on the clock, 1:31. So plenty of time for the Rams here. Third down and 10. It's Briano in the same formation. He has a snap, drops back, looking to throw left. A lot of pressure now. Gets out, beats the D line, throws it downfield into coverage. It is dropped, and now this is the ball game. Fourth down and 10 for the Rams. 3 incompletions in a row here at the 49 of Franklin. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 39.
Hey, Jeremy, this is my prediction right here. I've seen Franklin on these fourth down situations. They're going to send the house. Let's see if they come in with a lot of pressure here on this fourth down play.
Yeah, wide coverage for the Cougars defense here, as the Rams will have to convert at least 10 yards here. It is fourth down and 10 at the Franklin 49. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 39. 1:21 now left to go on the play clock. On the game clock, excuse me. Here's the snap. Briano with another throw right. It is caught at the line by Elijah Melendez, the tight end, with the first down reception at the 39 of Franklin.
This game extends. It continues.
Sunday night action on that. 2-stepper right with his feet, entire body getting out of bounds, but kept the feet in bounds. The tight end, Elijah Melendez, keeps this game alive, and now it is first down and 10 for Montwood at the Franklin 39. 1:16 left to go in this fourth quarter. Franklin leads it by 3, 42-39. The quarterback, Damian Briano, back under center now. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right side. It is a running back, Tim Rosales, to his right, and a flag comes out here. We'll see what the play is, and it is a false start on Montwood. So that will push them back 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15 now for Montwood at the 46 now, guys. So 1:13 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 39.
It's a great game, Jeremy. Good stuff there. Keep it with you. This is an amazing finish right here. Franklin, Montwood, Rams knocking on the door, trying to score to either go ahead or even tie this matchup when it's all said and done. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Thanks, guys. Briano has the ball, throws left. It's caught by Melendez again. He got another first down. This ball is now at the 27 of Franklin. 1:06 left to go. Short stoppage with the first down here. Montwood trailing by 3 and knocking on the door here at the Franklin 27. Here's the snap to Briano. Looking for somebody. Steps up. Gonna take off running. He's past the line of scrimmage. A flag comes out here, guys. Could potentially be a holding call. We'll see what it is, though. And Briano got about 9 yards and out of bounds on that play. So that's a devastating holding call. It is on Montwood, with 50 seconds left to go here in this ball game, trailing by 3.
You need some home cooking there, Paul. You need some Franklin Cougar help there for the refs. I guess that's what ended up happening right here on this one. Go ahead, Jeremy. You keep it cooking.
Thanks, guys. So this holding call puts Montwood all the way back to the Franklin 38-yard line. Now it's 2nd down and 20 here for the Rams with 48 seconds left to go in this ball game. Here is Briano, same formation, 2 left, 2 right. Tim Rosales to his left, snap, throw right. It's a short pass, running back catch here by Tim Rosales. He gets about 10 back to the 28-yard line, 32 seconds and counting for the Rams here, trailing by 3. 28 seconds left to go. The Rams quickly to the line here. Here's a snap to Briano. Briano looks, throws right. It is caught by Adrian Cortinas. 1st down, out of bounds at the Franklin 18-yard line here. 19 seconds left to go. The Rams are in prime position to have multiple plays to the end zone here with 19 seconds left to go in this ball game. 1st down and 10, Rams at the Franklin 19-yard line, trailing by 3. Here is the quarterback, Damian Briano, under center, and Tim Rosales, the running back, to his left. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left, far spread formation. Here's Briano with the snap in the pocket, throws deep to the end zone, has a man over, throws him. That was the running back again. Rosales got out in speed to his left side, and it is an overthrown ball by Briano. So 2nd down and 10, 14 seconds left. Guys, this game's going to come down, I feel, to the last second here with Montwood trailing by 3, 42-39 Franklin, 14 seconds, and it is a 2nd down and 10 for the Rams at the Franklin 19-yard line. As a stoppage of play with the incompletion, a little bit more time for Montwood to gather themselves here. Now formation change for Montwood is going to be a bungle set, 3 right, 1 left. Here's Briano, under center, throws across the middle, and Melendez drops that. He was wide open at the 10 and could have had a route to at least try to get to the end zone, but it is incomplete, and there's 10 seconds left to go in this football game. Franklin, 42, Montwood 39, 3rd down and 10 for the Rams here at the Franklin 19-yard line. All right, guys, this game is coming down to this drive here, and Montwood maybe potentially 2 more plays, and on 3rd down and 10 really is just 2 more plays, unless they can get a 1st down and get out of bounds. Here is a snap, stoppage, the refs blow the whistle here, and Franklin calls a timeout. So we'll have a timeout on the field.
Okay.
10 seconds left to go. Franklin 42 and Montwood 39.
We'll get back to you right away, Jeremy. What a finish right here. Great clock management. Paul, this is better clock management than we see in college football nowadays.
Well done moving it down the field. Remember, there's just a 3-point game. We're looking at the end zone at the moment, but currently a 36-yard field goal attempt. The problem is they need all 10 yards. I believe they're out of timeouts. You throw a 5-yard route, a 6-yard route that's on the field to play.
Yep.
You don't pick up that 1st down. It's game over. You're not going to be able to spike the ball or get your field goal unit on. You maybe a little 5-yarder that gets you out of bounds, so you can bring the kicking team on and try a 31, 32-yard field goal.
Yes.
A couple of sophomores have kicked for Montwood thus far this season. So,
all right, let's do it. Back to Jeremy Karanko. Go ahead, Jeremy. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. And looking at the kickers for Montwood, they have a junior in Jacob Lopez and a sophomore in Angel Acero. Both have made kicks this year, but Montwood looks to find the end zone here as they show up for 3rd down and 10 at the 19 with 10 seconds left. Here's Briano. Briano to his right. Looks, finds, throws to the end zone. It's caught in the end zone by Montwood. That is Aiden Cortinas. Wow, what a night for him. He's caught a touchdown for the first one today, and Montwood has just taken the lead with 2 seconds left to go. Wow. What a play there. And the Montwood Rams are looking to get their first win of the year. They're 2 seconds out from doing so. A game-winning touchdown pass, Damian Briano to Adrian Cortinas with the touchdown and the go-ahead score. Montwood, here is the extra point attempt, guys. Down, up, it is good. Montwood, 46, and Franklin, 42, with 2 seconds left to go.
What a game. What a finish. I thought just, Franklin, just run out the clock. Just end this game. All of us are ready to go home. We're packing up. We're signing off and saying goodbye. Yet Franklin Montwood able to extend this game. And yes, I couldn't believe it either, Angel Munoz. I couldn't believe that this game is over here. Or not over, I should say. But it looks like it's about to be done. And it looks like Montwood will win their first game 46-42.
Well, don't kick the ball deep. Santiago Perez is still out there. So you either squib it to the middle of the field, make one of the linemen get it, or you might want to just kick the thing out of bounds. Around the 20, they'll put it on the 30, and Franklin will have one down with 2 seconds left. And as long as you can find a way to tackle Ernie Powers, because that's who I'd give it to.
All right, back out to Jeremy Karanko for the finish of this one right here. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Thanks, guys. 2 seconds left to go. Montwood 46 and Franklin 42. The Rams have just pulled off a stunning drive. They had just 1 minute and 30 seconds to do it, and they did so. We remember signs of promise in that first half with the offense, and 2 turnovers just really hurt their momentum, but they got it back and found it somehow in some way. So Montwood is lining up to kick this ball off, guys. We'll see what happens here, but Montwood would get their first win tonight if they can hold on here. And here it is, the kick. It is picked up by Franklin across the 20. It is actually Powers who gets this kickoff, and he stopped. This game's over. Montwood,
Wow.
What a win for the Rams here tonight at Franklin. They have now beaten the Cougars in 3 straight years, and they get their first win to move to 1-4 and 1-1 in district play. The Franklin Cougars fall to 3-3 and 1-1, which puts Eastlake alone in first place in 1-6A. For the Montwood Rams tonight, the game-winning pass, Damian Briano in the end zone. The guys, correction on my part, Elijah Melendez, the tight end who had multiple catches on that last drive, actually caught the game-winning touchdown pass with 2 seconds left to go. And that gave Briano 5 touchdowns on the air tonight and 2 on the ground for the Rams. What a win for Montwood tonight. Coming back, they led 13-0 in the second quarter. Franklin on a 35-14 scoring run, and Montwood found 2 scores in the fourth quarter with just 2 minutes left to go to come back and win this game. For Franklin on the night, 423 yards, led on the ground by Ernie Powers. He has 204 yards tonight and 2 TDs. Lucas Garza, the quarterback, for the Franklin Cougars, had 3 rushes, 66 yards through the air, 32 on the ground. And back to Montwood, we got to give some love here to Aiden Banuelos, who had 3 TDs and 86 yards receiving. And Montwood in total, 445 yards. And next week, the Rams will take on Pebble Hills. And for Franklin, they will be at Eastwood. The final score here tonight in a fantastic finish. Montwood gets its first win with a central walkout touchdown over Franklin, 46-42.
What a finish. Great job there, Jeremy Karanko, and what a night here tonight for Football Friday Night Week 6. Paul, final thoughts tonight. Montwood making it exciting at the end with a 46-42 victory against Franklin in the final seconds.
Yeah, I just say it's so much easier to be the hunter than the hunted. Franklin really turned it on in the second half, and they bulldozed this Montwood team. Looked like they took over the game. But it's like we talked about earlier. Once you score and get within a score, they got within 10. Franklin starts getting nervous. Then when you get within 3, you're really nervous. What are you thinking on defense? Oh, don't let me get too close. I don't want to interfere with this guy. I don't want this guy getting behind me because, I don't want to be the GOAT. That's just human nature. People hate losing. I'm one of them. So you play not to lose, and the other team is playing to win. And tonight really paid off in spades for Montwood. Damian Briano, the junior quarterback, we talked about him in the pregame. Love him. He sullied his reputation with a couple of bad interceptions. Looked like Franklin was taking things over, but when the game was on the line, drove him down the field, found his big tight end of the corner end zone, and the Montwood Rams come away with their first win, gargantuan upset over Franklin at Franklin.
Yeah, most definitely. What a night tonight. Thank you to all our reporters. Thanks to you, Paul McKinnon. Thanks to Angel Munoz. And thanks to you for listening here. Another week of Football Friday Night. Week 6 edition. We'll be back in action next week. For Paul McKinnon, for Angel Munoz, I'm Adrian Broadus, signing off and saying so long for Football Friday Night here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
You've been listening to Football Friday Night with Bo Bagley and Paul McKinnon on 600 ESPN El Paso. Don't forget to follow the Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram at 600 ESPN El Paso. Visit us online at 600ESPNElPaso.com for all of the latest regarding your high school football reports and more. Once again, we thank you for tuning in to Football Friday Night on 600 ESPN El Paso.
This Halloween, I'm counting on you.
Thursday, October 31st, One Source FCU and Flowar Life Essentials present the 39th annual KLAQ Halloween Parade.
Join me, the Count, at Album Park, and 1, decorate your vehicle and enter the Rock and Drive contest.
Cash prizes and trophies for the top 3 cars, vans, or trucks.
2, the business competition.
Businesses can enter their company truck or vehicle for more prizes, plus more money and more trophies for our walking creatures.
3, sign up today, or better yet, tonight.
Official registration forms online at klaq.com.
4, the KLAQ Morning Show float.
Midsommar, sponsored by Jack in the Box.
5, thank you.
Special thanks to the City of El Paso and the Parks and Recreation Department.
6, all entries must have KLAQ somewhere on their vehicle or person to be in the KLAQ Halloween Parade.
Registration at Album Park starts at 9 a.m. Parade begins at 3:30 sharp. Full details at klaq.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-909-8122. 800-909-8122. 800-909-8122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to 600 ESPN El Paso, the home of Chihuahuas baseball, and Sports Talk with Steve Kaplowitz and Adrian Broadus, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7.
The hamstring injury and is away from the team while awaiting a trade. And ESPN Dan Graziano says the Raiders are going to wait and look for a good deal.
Raiders aren't going to just do them a favor. They want to make sure and get the picks they need. They're thinking about the future, securing their quarterback of the future. The more draft picks, the better. So this is probably something that happens, next week or the week after, especially once interested teams get a sense that Adams is improving health-wise.
Now running back Zamir White has been ruled out with a groin injury, while 3-time Pro Bowl defensive end Max Crosby is questionable to play as he recovers from a high ankle sprain. NHL, the Devils top the Sabres 4-1 in Prague for the regular season opener.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Monday, Patrick Mahomes might be missing some of his weapons, but I'll tell you why it won't matter when he faces the Saints. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Touchdown, Lamar! Lamar Jackson is rare.
I thought Lamar had an MVP performance.
Lamar Jackson is such a special player.
I'll be watching the Lamar show.
Best football player? Yeah, probably so.
Week 5 NFL action. We have got to get you ready for all of it. There's some fantastic games. There's some games that you might not have highlighted, but guess what? We'll have them highlighted and covered for you here on Game Night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, and tune in. We are presented by Progressive Insurance alongside Teron Davenport. I'm Q Myers, and Teron covers the Tennessee Titans for ESPN the NFL Nation. Does a fantastic job. I'm here in Las Vegas. I cover the Raiders, but we have the entire slate of games covered for you. And we're going to go ahead and jump into it right now. Let's start off with Game 1.
Ravens at Bengals.
Okay, here we go, Teron. The Ravens 2-2 at Cincinnati 1-3. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens coming off a big-time performance against the Buffalo Bills. Everyone saw that primetime action. How are you feeling about this one, man? Where do you see it shaking out? Little AFC North action.
Yeah, that's always tough for the teams because they're all really good going against each other. It's always a battle. But, Derrick Henry, to me, how he's able to run against the Bengals is going to be really important. And he's clearly hit a stride. He's leading the league in rushing. He had 151 and 199. Come on, John. Come on, John. Get him an extra yard, baby. Come on now. But nevertheless, I think it starts and stops with him. And the Bengals have done well against Derrick Henry, but I'm just curious how it's going to work in this equation with Lamar Jackson, who also runs the football really well. So that's something they're going to have to factor.
Well, this one, as Sister Sledge, Tara Slajewski pointed out earlier, defense is optional in this one. It might not be one of those where you say, hey, the defense did its job. The Ravens have been allowed 20 receptions of 20-plus yards. That's the most in the NFL. So they've been able to get it done through the air, or at least opposing teams have. And so Joe Burrow, is on the other side for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's got to feel pretty good about his opportunity. Here he is talking about playing the Ravens.
You got to be aggressive out the gate. You can't let the game come to you because your possessions are going to be so limited. I'm going to have to play damn near perfect. That's how I'm preparing. So it's an exciting opportunity. We know what our record is. We know the opportunities we have going forward, but it's our first divisional opponent. We're 1-3. We need to get this one, and it's a big game for the Bengals.
There you go. Big game for the Bengals. If they drop to 1-4, man, that could be almost lights out early in the season. That is not where any team wants to be. How about game number 2?
Cardinals and 49ers.
Another divisional game right here. The Cardinals coming in 1-3, San Francisco 2-2. I think, Teron, low-key, a lot of folks don't know that Brock Purdy's playing some really good ball right now.
It's so quiet. It is so quiet. Yep. And I love the number that's up there when you look at the completions of 20 yards or more, the air yards. He's not dinking and dunking, right? He's pushing that ball down the field. Now, mind you, he was without Deebo Samuel for a couple games, George Kittle for one, Christian McCaffrey for all of them. Yeah. But yet he leads the league in most passes of 20-plus yards in the air. And obviously the numbers are the numbers. And it's not a matter of him just being a product of the guys around him because he's doing it without him. Listen, Brock Purdy, I salute you, man. I salute you. Another one I was wrong on, and just nothing but respect for how he's playing.
Well, what does our Mina Kimes, ESPN NFL analyst, part of the Mina Kimes show, featuring Lenny? What does she think about the season Brock Purdy's having?
His season right now, compared to last, is such a great example of why quarterback stats are bullshit. Because he is playing the best football of his career right now, in my opinion. When you watch the tape, I see more impressive plays by him this season. He is really good at making plays outside of structure. He has been accurate throwing downfield. I have been so impressed by him this season. And I just wanted to say that because I really haven't talked about it that much. And it's like, last year, he's first in, EPA per play and QBR and success rate, but it doesn't matter. Those are team stats. Watch the film. The tape. Watch the tape. I am telling you, he is playing excellent football.
He's playing excellent football. He's going to get a lot of money next year. He's going to get a lot of money in the offseason, brother.
No doubt about it. He is going to get a lot of money. But I also want to shift a little shine to the running game. Jordan Mason. Gallatin, Tennessee, right? Just 20 minutes from where I am right now. Yeah. So another Nashville connection. But you saw what Trent Williams said. I don't know if you did, but he said that Jordan Mason reminds him of Marshawn Lynch. And I say all that because the Cardinals have not been good against the run. So this could be a really good opportunity for him to extend what he's been able to do.
How about game number 3?
Cowboys at Steelers.
Man, this is a funny one right here. Because you look at it and you see the Cowboys come in 2-2, the Steelers at 3-1. You're like, oh yeah, Pittsburgh's going to get this one. Dallas is all banged up. Michael Parsons isn't there. DeMarcus Lawrence is on IR. They haven't been playing really good ball. They let the Giants hang around, and it makes all the sense in the world to be like, yeah, Pittsburgh's going to get this one. It's in Pittsburgh. For all those reasons, no, I think Dallas is going to win because the games that they're not supposed to win, more times than not, they find a way to win them.
Yeah, I can't get down with that. I think the Steelers win this game, man, and this. George Pickens is a guy that is looking to bounce back, after a tough outing last week. So you got that. You got Justin Fields playing the way he is. I mean, not being able to get after him with no DeMarcus Lawrence or Michael Parsons, I can't see the Cowboys winning this game.
I can't either, but that's why they're going to win. That's why my gut feeling, as many times as I win, I was like, no, Pittsburgh's going to get this one. I just feel like Dallas is going to pull off what Dallas pulls off more times than not, and they pick up a dub. And Dak Prescott, he's somewhat feeling good about himself. He's feeling great about his contract, but how's he playing right now? How's his ball? Is it the best ball he's playing?
Playing solid football. I think if you broke down all 4 games, there's a play or two, a couple plays within that I want back, that I could do this, I could do that. It's a little bit of, guarding against trying to do more, but I can tell you my best is damn sure I'm on the brink of it, and I feel like I'm stepping into that. So in these first 4 games, that's why I say solid, good ball. I can play better, but I'm always going to tell you that. I ain't going to throw for 500, no incompletions. I'm going to tell you I can play better. Yeah, it's damn sure coming.
Hey, look, Teron, he told you it's damn sure coming. His best ball. There it is. Against
Sounds
Pittsburgh.
good.
You're not buying it. You're not buying it. I heard that. Let's get one more game in real quick.
Saints at Chiefs.
All right, how about this one? Saints are 2-2. Kansas City's undefeated at 4-0 right now, and they're not playing the best ball. All their games have been really close. They have the smallest, point differential out of all the teams in the league, plus 20 points, 7th in the NFL. How are you feeling about this one?
Look, I think the Chiefs win, but I want to see Patrick Mahomes have a good game. And it's kind of selfish. He's my fantasy quarterback. But you look at just that connection with he and Travis Kelce, it hasn't really been there. I mean, we're talking about through 4 games, Kelce has 15 receptions for $158. And guess what? He is yet to find the end zone. That is very rare.
He's in the happy zone, though. He might not find the end zone, but he's in the happy zone.
Well, hopefully it doesn't work for him the way it did for Grant Hill when he got with Tamia, right? Saw the career kind of go down a little bit. Now, I'm saying that jokingly, but no, he is someone they have to figure out how to get him involved. And they don't have weapons, so they're going to have to go out and bring somebody in at some point.
Yeah, I mean, look, no Rashee Rice, so that's going to be, obviously a struggle for him. Patrick Mahomes is still there. Here's Dan Orlovsky, ESPN NFL analyst on NFL Live, talking about what they could do to replace Rashee Rice.
They absolutely need to go get someone. Hopefully it's best case scenario for Rashee Rice, first of all. But football-wise, 1, DeAndre Hopkins. 2, Marcus brought this up the other day, Christian Kirk. And 3, Amari Cooper out of Cleveland. There's been some drop issues for Amari, so that would have to get fixed. There's no question about it. They need to go add another wide receiver that can play, starting caliber.
There you go, Dan Orlovsky right there, ESPN NFL analyst, talking about what they could do as far as options. And, it's funny, we always hear about the Chiefs. Like last year, we heard a lot about them not having the weapons. They needed to go make this move, that move in the third. They made a couple low-key moves, and they went and won the Lombardi. So I'm not going to count them out, but they definitely need some help because they're not looking like the Kansas City Chiefs that are the defending back-to-back Super Bowl champs looking for that three-peat. How about we go to Las Vegas, where I'm at, a little college football action.
College football update.
Well, Teron, it is done deal records here in Las Vegas where I'm at. UNLV was hosting Syracuse, a big-time matchup at Allegiant Stadium. It took overtime to get it done. Syracuse wins this one 44-41. Man, this game looked like multiple times UNLV could have put it away. They couldn't. Syracuse battled back and forth. I got to give Syracuse so much credit. And head coach Fran Brown, his first year there, found a way to get a dub and improved to 4-1 on the season.
Yeah, and it's just all the stuff the UNLV is dealing with. But, I mean, you look, their quarterback, Haj Malik Williams, he had a really good game. Brennan Marion coordinating everything. They scored the points, but when you get dominated like that in time of possession,
that's it.
It's always tough to win. You can't ask but so much of your defense, and when they're on the football field for 3/4 of the game, it's a problem.
Yeah, no, it is. And that was something that stood out to me in a major way about this game. You know, it's 39 minutes Syracuse had the ball as opposed to 20 minutes for UNLV. And, you know, just the snaps, the play snaps were just so many. Syracuse had the ball and they ran so many offensive plays, and that defense just had to be dog-tired for UNLV. But what a performance, man. 44-41, that's the final. Another Friday night game. College football action. This has been about 3 weekends in a row, 3 Friday nights. Last week, it was Miami and Virginia Tech and how that one closed out. Before that, Nebraska and Illinois. Look, Friday night, man, Friday night lights, I ain't talking about high school, has been great in college football the last few weeks.
Let's go, man. You can't have it any better than that, right? We're getting quality football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Man, I love this country.
He's Teron Davenport talking about quality football. Are we getting quality betting advice? That's next here on Game Night on ESPN Radio on the ESPN app.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Stroud airs it out. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
The AFC East leading Bills face the AFC South leading Texans. Both 3-1 and go head-to-head in Houston. The Bills at the Texans. Coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern on select ESPN radio stations.
Calling all craft connoisseurs. Join us for the Atlanta Area Chamber of Commerce Fall Makers Market on Saturday, October 5th from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Downtown Atlanta transforms into a treasure trove of handmade, homemade, and homegrown delights. Make it a weekend getaway with a cozy stay at one of Atlanta's charming hotels. Visit ExperienceAtlantaTX.com to plan your adventure. Discover local treasures at the Atlanta Area Chambers Fall Makers Market. Shop from 80 farmers, bakers, and bakers in historic downtown Atlanta. Presented by Genesis Prime Care.
At ASCO, we're locked in to deliver with Case Construction Equipment. We're locked in on sales, rental, parts, service, and delivery. We're reaching higher, pushing harder, and digging deeper to help you win on the job. Case Equipment can dominate a job site, endure the elements, and be up and running whenever you're ready to finish the job. If you're looking for a partner willing to go shoulder to shoulder to help you win, you can't beat ASCO. At ASCO, we're on it. ASCOEQ.com.
This Halloween, I'm counting on you.
Thursday, October 31st, One Source FCU and Flowar Life Essentials present the 39th annual KLAQ Halloween Parade.
Join me, the Count, at Album Park. And 1, decorate your vehicle and enter the Rock and Drive contest.
Cash prizes and trophies for the top 3 cars, vans, or trucks.
2, the business competition.
Businesses can enter their company truck or vehicle for more prizes, plus more money and more trophies for our walking creatures.
3, sign up today, or better yet, tonight.
Official registration forms online at KLAQ.com.
4, the KLAQ Morning Show float.
Midsommar, sponsored by Jack in the Box.
5, thank you.
Special thanks to the City of El Paso and the Parks and Recreation Department.
6, all entries must have KLAQ somewhere on their vehicle or person to be in the KLAQ Halloween Parade.
Registration at Album Park starts at 9 a.m. Parade begins at 3:30 sharp. Full details at KLAQ.com.
Hey, this is Freddie Coleman. Join me and Harry Douglas weekdays from 1 to 4 on 600 ESPN El Paso, the home of Chihuahuas baseball.
Touchdown, Ohio State.
The Iowa Hawkeyes go head-to-head with undefeated and third-ranked Ohio State. Iowa at number 3 Ohio State. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3 Eastern with kickoff at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Lord, that's how I get by.
The SEC on ABC. Top-ranked games all day Saturday. Starting at noon Eastern, a top 25 matchup between Missouri and Texas A&M, presented by Tums. Then at 3:30, the Deep South's oldest rivalry resumes as Auburn faces number 5 Georgia, presented by Burger King. And at 7:30, number 4 Tennessee and Arkansas collide on Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One. The SEC on ABC all day Saturday beginning at noon Eastern and streaming on ESPN+.
Emmett's Bets of the Week.
Bet you can't wait to get started.
Warning. Emmett is not the best at this.
You believe I bet that?
All right, I'm back after a wild week in Vegas, so I'm ready to make my picks. And I am going to take the Arizona Cardinals plus the 7.5 over the 49ers. I think the 49ers win, but really think this is going to be a much closer game than that. And then I know this is a big spread, but I love the Seahawks -7. I'm going to lay a touchdown over the Giants. The Giants going from New York all the way to Seattle. Long trip. I think they lose by more than one score.
All right. There you go. My man Emmett Golden with his bets of the week here on Game Night on ESPN Radio on the ESPN app. Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5. That's how he's rolling against the 49ers alongside Tron Davenport. I'm Q Myers. And Tron, I don't have any problem with that one. That's one that we kind of talked about earlier. I'm with Emmett. I think that the 49ers win the game, but plus 7.5 is a lot of points right there. Yeah. So I actually think that Emmett's pretty spot on with that one. Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers. Again, the Cardinals plus 7.5. What do you think about his decision? Seahawks -7 versus the Giants.
That's a tough one, but you look at that Giants offense, no Malik Neighbors, that makes Daniel Jones even worse. I think Devin Singletary is questionable. So, yeah, it's a full touchdown, but I think the Seahawks are that much better than this weakened Giants team. I can see this being like a 13-3 type of game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw for the Giants last time out was a lot of field goals. No touchdowns, right? So, and without Malik Neighbors, how are they going to move the ball? How are they going to get up and down the field? So, yeah, it's funny. I hate to say it's maybe because he was just here in Vegas and I hung out with him for a quick minute. I'm actually rocking with Emmett. It's very rare that we rock with Emmett and agree on both of his picks, but he's got Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5 versus the 49ers. We're good with that. Seahawks -7 versus the Giants. He's taking Seattle. Good with that as well. So, all right, Emmett. All right, we'll see. Look, he pulled out his ESPN bet app. He put his money where his mouth is, and we're going to rock with him here on Game Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We also got to rock with our ESPN Radio NFL Pick'em Challenge.
This is a challenge.
This is ESPN Radio's Pick'em Challenge.
All right, Teron, this is the deal, man. We are going through 3 games, right? We got 3 games that me and you have to come to an agreement on what direction we're going to go. Of course, the spread is involved. ESPN Bet app, again, while you have that app open, keep it open. You're going to need it. I'm going every single week, and I'm trying to find a tag team partner that can help me do better.
All right, let's go.
We don't do too good. And I say we, I mean me. I don't do too good in this. Right now, actually, nobody's doing great, so that's fine. Carlin versus Joe, they actually won this contest last year. They're 3-8-1 right now. They're in last. Then here comes Game Night, 4-7-1. We're also tied with Greeny, 4-7-1. We're also tied with Freddie and Harry, 4-7-1. Unsportsmanlike, Canty, Smalls, and Evan Cohen, 5-6-1. And then Amber and Ian, 6-5-1. They're the only ones above 500. So they're holding it down right now. We need to catch up. So are you up for the challenge, my man?
Hey, listen, man, I see your record. I can't relate, but I'm not going to hate. I'm going to elevate. Let's go.
Okay.
I need to point out.
Okay.
There's someone on this team who, with the pick you gave her veto power over the last 2 weeks, is 2-0.
Facts. That's why I said, when I say that we're not very good, I'm not very good.
I know 2 weeks ago I got Chiefs on, what was it last week? Buccaneers, I think. Right? I made sure we took the Buccaneers instead of the Eagles.
Yes, I think you're correct. I think you're right about that. I know that whatever you decided, we won on, and whatever I decided, I don't think we won on. But that's okay. Here we go. Let's get into game number 1.
Cowboys at Steelers.
All right, Steelers are 2.5-point favorites. I know that we're going to go back and forth on this one. Right? They're 1-7. They being the Cowboys are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games as underdogs, including the playoffs. Teron, I know where you're going, but how are you feeling about this one?
Listen to me, man.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Their 2 best pass rushers are out.
Yes. That's it, huh? That's all you got? That's all you need. Michael Jordan has 6 rings. Is that all you got? That's all I need.
Brandon Cooks is also not going to play, so it's tough sledding for Dallas. I think Pittsburgh wins, man. I
spent all night saying this is the game that the Cowboys will win, but I'm gonna rock with you because I said that I'm not good at this, and I've been I've been looking for help in any place I can get it. So all right, we're gonna lock in the Steelers because Teron said the Steelers on that one. All right, game 2.
Jets versus Vikings in London.
All right, here we go. Jets, Vikings. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. As the big man with the big voice said, it's in London. The Vikings are the first team in the Super Bowl era to start 4-0 despite not being more than a 1-point favorite in any of their first 4 games. They were underdogs in 3 of their first 4 games and 1-point favorites against the G-Men. So, Jets, Vikings, how are you feeling, Teron?
I love the matchup with Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson. I love that, but I'm going with the Vikings. I think they win this game. That's tough because I called the Jets earlier. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think you got to side with Brian Flores and that defense. They're going to create a turnover, and they're going to find a way to give Sam Darnold and that offense another opportunity to score. So go ahead and go with the Vikings. But I'll say this. Anything goes in London, man. Anything goes.
True. That's true. Anything does go in London. I like the Vikings in this one. I think the pressure that Brian Flores' defense is going to put on that Jets offensive line that is not where it needs to be, still not where it needs to be, is going to be the key factor in this one. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have to run for his life multiple times, and that's ultimately going to decide this game. I got the Vikings winning this one by at least a field goal, and that's all it'll take to get it done. So, let's lock in the Vikings. All right, next game.
Bills at Texans.
All right. Bills are 1-point favorites in H-Town, taking on the Texans. The Texans are 0-4 against the spread this season, one of 2 winless teams against the spread. The other is the Dolphins. The Texans are the 6th team in the Super Bowl era to have a winning record through 4 games, despite being winless against the spread. So, there you go. Those are the facts. How are you feeling?
Go on and take the Texans. It's the Stephon Diggs revenge game. I think he's going to have a big game. Nico Collins will have a big game. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen is without Khalil Shakur, who has emerged as his favorite target. Give me the Texans. And it's one of those things, right? You mentioned all this stuff. It jinxes it, but we're going to take advantage of this jinx because the Texans are going to turn things around and actually be 1-5 or 1-4 against the spread this season.
I love the confidence. My man said, take Pittsburgh, take Minnesota, and take the Texans. Boom. You just bada boom, bada bing. There was no dancing. There was no contemplating. You know what I mean?
Trim the fat, man.
You didn't ask for the number. You were just like, hey, man, when are we leaving this joint? Right? Let's cut out the middleman. So, Sister Sledge, I got to ask you, Sister Sledge, where did we go wrong, if anywhere?
Texans, I think, is a good one. C.J. Stroud's leading the AFC in a lot of categories among quarterbacks. He's, I feel like, having a sneaky good season that nobody's really talking about. And Bills are banged up a bit, so Texans. Jets, Vikings, Vikings, absolutely. I can't roll with the Jets and Robert and Aaron and their cadences. I can't. I'm with Q. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I don't know why, but I think the Cowboys are going to win.
I'm going to have to watch that closely. And the next time I'm on here, I'm going to remind you guys. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm not saying we have to change it. I'm
Do you want the veto power, though?
Oh, man. I mean, because, nothing says the Cowboys should win this game.
Exactly. So that's why I think they're going to win.
I also don't know how much I trust Justin Fields and Mike Tomlin refusing to commit to Justin Fields.
Facts. He won't put a ring on it.
I'm vetoing it. Let's go Cowboys.
Cowboys it is. We locked in the Cowboys. We locked in the Vikings. We locked in the Texans. That is our ESPN Radio NFL Pick'em Challenge. Sports Center all night with Jim Baskel is up next on ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, I'll tell you why the next 2 weeks will define the New York Jets season and will impact where Davante Adams lands. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Davion Singleton, he split out wide. Oh, now he's in the shotgun. He's your quarterback. Oh, he's behind the quarterback. He's a running back. Where's Curry Wade? He split out to the left. No, apparently he's back as quarterback now, throwing touchdown passes to Hallman. They just move these guys around. When you guys have guys with the kind of talents that the Wades and the Singletons of the world have, and I guess, oh, by the way, Evan Rivera, who can really spin it, I guess you can do whatever you want. And And, wow, they're in it against a good Delhi team. 21-14 and 21-14 with a bullet. They've scored the last 14 points.
Oh, man, what a game out there. Our 915 Tours game of the week. Let's do this. Let's take a timeout right now. When we come back, full rotation next. We'll hear back from Steve Escajeda, get some halftime totals. It's halftime coming up all across the city of El Paso. Other games getting underway, but the action is hot. It is week 6 action out here for Texas high school football. You're listening to Football Friday Night right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
This Friday?
Going once.
And every Friday?
Going twice.
Starting at 10 a.m.
Going.
Open this station's mobile app or go online.
Going.
There it is. Dining deals.
I got it.
This Friday, 100 dining deals will go on sale for half price. Get $50 worth of delicious desserts at Social Ice for just $25. On sale at KLAQ.com, KissElPaso.com, and 600ESPNElPaso.com. 50 for $25. This Friday, 10 a.m.
Craving something sweet? Social Ice has the best mangoñadas and funnel cakes here in El Paso. Social Ice prides itself in having natural ice in 9 different flavors, all made from real fruit, and fresh fried funnel cakes topped with variety of deliciousness. From fried Oreos to fried Twinkies, they are your dessert headquarters. Why settle for ordinary desserts when you can have extraordinary at Social Ice? Find them on Instagram and Facebook at social.ice. Visit them Wednesday through Sunday at 8144 Dyer in Northeast El Paso. Sweeten your day with Social Ice.
No matter how extreme the temperatures get in El Paso, the Complete Champion line is equipped to take on the toughest conditions. So whatever the season brings, you can depend on a Champion to keep you comfortable. Every Champion unit is designed, engineered, and assembled in the United States. Visit the Find a Dealer tab to locate your nearest local Champion dealer at WindSupplyElPaso.com and learn how you can significantly reduce your energy costs. Wind Supply of El Paso is a proud supporter of UTEP Athletics. Go Miners!
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, two-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with the team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
The 2024 high school football season is here. Keep an eye out for the Greater El Paso Football Showcase top 5 players, the draft watch list, and exciting announcements for all of the events this season to include the All-Star Games draft, combine, mentor program, quarterback challenge, golf tournament, and scholarship announcements. Follow the Greater El Paso Football Showcase on social media and online at 915showcase.com for updates. Senior players, don't forget, SAT, ACT scores need to be turned in before November 22nd to be eligible for the draft. It's the ultimate fan experience. Free trips to every Dallas Cowboys home game. KLAQ 915 Tours and Miller Lite present the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaways. 9 trips to AT&T Stadium, including 2 tickets, deluxe hotel, $100, and the ultimate fan experience, including round-trip transportation, a current player meet and greet, the ultimate tailgate party, eat, drink, meet former Cowboys players, and of course, watch the boys win.
Snap on 3rd down. Back to throw. Good pickup block. McGovern into the end zone. It is caught by Schultz. Touchdown over McCloud.
See the Boys and the Lions October 13th. Register today at Longhorn Distributing, 5516 East Paisano, Border City Ale House, 1506 Lee Trevino, Pronto Body Shop, 1420 Myrtle, and Wind Supply El Paso, 1465 Henry Brennan. KLAQ 915 Tours and Miller Lite present the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaway. Details at KLAQ.com. From hometown to national, sports Spoken here. 600 ESPN El Paso is KROT El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.
All right, we are back here. It is Football Friday night, along with Angel Munoz producing the show. Along with us, along for the ride, I'm Adrian Broadus. Paul McKinnon, always here. Best in the business when it comes to high school football here in El Paso. And let's keep it moving here. Our Ignitify scoreboard right now, it's cooking. Del Valle in our 915 Tours game of the week, hanging on to it in advantage. Haven't trailed yet in this game against Chapin, 21-13. The Huskies trying to rally back in this one right here, as you heard just a moment ago. We'll hear from Steve in just a little bit on a halftime update from this matchup. Riverside with a 21-7 lead against Bowie right now out in the lower valley. Also, Pebble Hills with a 28-9 lead against Coronado. We're hearing Wes Stansberry will be in at quarterback for the Coronado Thunderbirds here in the second half. That's a storyline to pay attention to here as we continue. Hanks with a 21-6 lead against Burgess. We'll get out to JD Sursley to see what's cooking for that matchup right now. El Dorado 7, Americas nothing. That's out at the SAC 1. Angel Torres on the call for that matchup. Montwood leads Franklin 13-0. Let's do it right now. Let's waste no time and let's get out to Jeremy Karanko, who's going to get us started here to give us the latest of this one. Upset alert in West El Paso brewing. Montwood off to a 13-0 lead against Franklin. Go ahead, Jeremy. You take it away.
10:47 left to go in the second quarter. It's Montwood 13 and Franklin 0. The winless Rams look like a completely different team. Really, you can go back 6 quarters since they took on Eastlake last week. And it's another connection through the air. Damian Briano to Aiden Banuelos, a 30-yard TD pass on the second drive for Montwood. So two possessions for the Rams, 2 touchdowns. Extra point was blocked. But more notably for the Montwood defense, getting another stop and stopping Ernie Powers. On the first drive, Powers was able to go for 54 yards, get that Franklin that field goal chance. But on the second drive for the Cougars, they're stopped. Montwood has played fantastic on defense, and their offense has done even better. So 10-12 left to go second quarter. It's Montwood 13 and Franklin 0.
Wow, what a game out there. West El Paso. Who would have thought? It's Montwood off to a 13-0 lead against Franklin, who just defeated Coronado last week 16-13 to squeeze past the Thunderbirds. But the Cougars on upset alert here against the Rams.
And this is what an accurate quarterback like Briano needs. We talked in the pregame about what a big game the Cortinas kid had a week ago, and we said he needs another target. The Vanuelos guy made a big catch last year. What's he done this year? Well, what he's done this year is catch a couple early touchdowns against an undefeated Franklin Cougar team. Tonight, what's most recent is what's most important. If you can get 2 receivers on the field that are now weapons, I think any Dallas Cowboys fan knows that. I think these 2 troopers found it out last night. Fabian Penaloza, a guy who had back-to-back 200-yard receiving games, week 2 and week 3 against Chapin and Odessa High in that comeback win over the Bronchos. Not on the field, left late in the Socorro game a week ago. They didn't have that other option. They couldn't throw the football. If an accurate kid like Briano gets 2 targets that he can throw to that can get open, Montwood could be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm really interested by this Montwood Rams squad here in the second part of the season. I should just say the full district part of the season. So Rams off to a 13-0 lead against Franklin at Franklin in West El Paso. Let's move it on, and it is another game out of 6A, speaking of, but let's go to the other side of town. It's the east side of town, and it's the SAC 2. Alberto Reta has the latest. Pebble Hills taking on Coronado. Alberto, you take it away.
With 7:18 left in the third quarter, Pebble Hills up 35-16 on the Coronado T-Birds. Coronado receives the ball in the second half to start the second half, and none other than Wes Stansberry makes the start for the Coronado T-Birds. So in that entire first drive for the Coronado T-Birds, we saw no Ben Wilson, and as they take the field now, no Ben Wilson once again. So Wes Stansberry is now the quarterback for the Coronado T-Birds. So in their first drive in the second quarter, a 20-yard touchdown run puts the Coronado T-Birds with 16 points in contention with this game, but Pebble Hills responds with a 55-yard touchdown run by none other than Zarian Quarles to make the score 35-16. So, to reiterate, Coronado opens up the half with a 20-yard touchdown run by Cody Hunt. And Pebble Hills responds with a 50-plus yard touchdown run by Zarian Quarles to make the score 35-16. 7:13 left to play in the third quarter.
Wow, what a great game out there. And it's Wes Stansberry, the son of Ed Stansberry, getting the nod for the Coronado Thunderbirds here in the second half. Pebble Hills leads 35-16. First drive in, first touchdown drive there for Wes Stansberry.
And yeah, you got to love that. And he beats his dad's record for being the starting quarterback. Edmund Stansberry, his freshman year, when they hit the playoffs, he was on varsity against Riverside. They go to By District. The quarterback was J.J. McLeod, and McLeod wasn't able to line up under center on game night. And that's when Edmund Stansberry got his debut. Not a good night for him, not a good night for his Irvin Rockets. Great night for the Riverside Rangers, but things got better for Edmund Stansberry.
Oh, much better.
And sounds like West off to a better start. The one thing I would say, if he becomes a competent quarterback, a guy who can throw the football. Coach Mike Pry loves him, by the way, as a freshman.
Yes.
He thinks he's got all the tools. But the added bonus is if Wes Stansberry can take over the quarterback spot, Ben Wilson is the best receiver on this team. We talk about having weapons out on the field. All they really have right now is Kason Golding, a big guy who can go up and get the ball. You put Ben Wilson on the field, who they called him their best athlete last year. All of a sudden, you have a more explosive passing attack. We're getting way ahead of ourselves, putting the cart in front of the horse. But Wes Stansberry is going to be terrific eventually. And when he is, Ben Wilson's going to be a terrific receiver on this Coronado Thunderbird team.
Pebble Hills up 35-16 over Coronado. Let's see if Coronado can try to mount a comeback here. Quarterback change, and I think it was due to an injury right there for Ben Wilson.
Right.
So we'll keep an eye on his status moving forward and hear from Alberta moving forward on that one. Back to our 915 Tours game of the week. It's halftime. Del Valle taking on Chapin. Steve Escajeda with the latest. Go ahead, Steve.
It is halftime, guys, and as we said, Del Valle takes a 21-13 lead here at intermission, and it's a game that Del Valle led 21-0 in the final minute of the second quarter. Chapin scoring twice, one on a Kerry Wade 26-yard touchdown pass to Brent Holman, and then after they were recovering a fumble, then quarterback Evan Rivera hitting Wade, this time as a receiver, with an 8-yard touchdown pass. The extra point kick was blocked, and that's why we're at 21-13 here at the half. And again, a battle between two teams, 3-0 in District 158 Division 2, so it's a battle for first place. As far as the stats are concerned, here in the first half, Del Valle led on the ground by Jake Fetty, their quarterback, 6 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. As far as throwing the ball, Fetty, 10 out of 13 in the first half, 124 yards on the score. Dylan Gonzalez, 4 catches, 38 yards for Del Valle, and he's the guy that caught that touchdown pass. As far as Chapin is concerned, they're led on the ground by Kerry Wade, 5 carries, 68 yards. Oh, and he also threw that touchdown pass, as we said. The quarterback, Evan Rivera, 5 out of 13 for 43 yards, and Brett Holman, 2 catches for 42 yards, one of those for a score. As far as team-wise, pretty even. Del Valle, 175 total yards to Chapin's 147. But as we said, Del Valle had that great defense coming into this game. First 4 games of the season, only allowing 8.5 points. The most points they've allowed this year in the game is 14. And here we are, Chapin at halftime, already with 13. We've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go before the start of the second half. Del Valle out in front of Chapin, 21-13.
Great stuff there, Steve. Let's keep it moving right now. Another halftime report, and it's out at Riverside as the Rangers holding on to a 1-score lead against the Bowie Bears. Let's hear from Joe Rodriguez here with a halftime report. Joe, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Halftime out here at Riverside High School, where the Riverside Rangers are hosting Riverside Rangers on senior night. Yes, it is not the last game of the season, but I was given the information that Riverside decides when they want to have their senior night. They decided on tonight against the Bowie Bears, and and the Riverside Rangers are getting it done so far here at halftime, leading the Bowie Bears by the score of 21-14. The Bowie Bears giving the undefeated Rangers everything they can handle up until this point. I'm going to go ahead and give you some first half stats for the Bowie Bears. They have 6 first downs. They carried the ball. They rushed the ball 16 times for only 29 yards. The quarterback for the Bowie Bears, Abraham Carrasco, is 6 for 8, no interceptions for 103 yards, for a total of 222 yards. And the reason why I say 222 yards is that kickoff return. 90 yards for the touchdown by Alan Mota added some additional offensive yardage. The Bowie Bears have 2 penalties, very disciplined, for only 10 yards. Meanwhile, for the Riverside Rangers, they have 11 first downs. They've carried the ball 17 times for 133 yards. As far as the completions go, the quarterback for the Bowie Bears, Carlos Rojas, is 5 for 11, 0 interceptions for 70 yards for a grand total of 203 yards, 3 penalties for 30 yards. Carlos Rojas is getting it done. He's got a couple of touchdown passes, both of them for 2 yards out. Meanwhile, he has carried the ball tonight for 11 times for 67 yards, and he does have a touchdown on the rush. It's going to be interesting to see for the second half what develops, as in the second half, the Riverside Rangers will be receiving the kickoff. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you on an extended halftime program. It's 28 minutes long tonight, and we have on the countdown clock 18 minutes to go till we get the action started back up again. So go ahead and send it back to you on studio with the Riverside Rangers leading the Bowie Bears on senior night by the score of 21-14.
Great stuff there, Joe. Appreciate that as we continue here. 21-14 is the score. Riverside in front of Bowie here as we continue. Out to West El Paso. We want to stay on top of this one in a big way. It is Montwood taking on Franklin, and it is a great game out here right now. Last we heard it was the Rams up. In this matchup, I believe it was 13-0 here for the Montwood Rams against the Cougars. Let's go out to Jeremy Karanko with the latest out West El Paso. Jeremy, take it away.
6:02 in the second quarter. Montwood 13 and Franklin 7. The Cougars get on the scoreboard here in the second quarter off a turnover from Montwood. Remember, they stopped Franklin again, but a pass connection to Aiden Banuelos is tipped, and that tip was costly because Noah Frierson picks it off, and the Franklin Cougars go down the field in 5 plays and score off a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Lucas Garza. But the Rams moving the football again, just a turnover really cost them in the last drive. Let's see if they can keep it clean and get in the end zone again. They're at the Franklin 26. So 5:35 left to go in the second quarter. It's Montwood 13 and Franklin 7.
Great job there, Jeremy. I appreciate that. What a game there. And now Franklin on the board there, Paul, trying to come back here. They've been down the entire game. 13-7's the score for Montwood.
Yeah, and you just leave the door open a little bit, and they get their foot in. One little mistake, and here comes Franklin down the field, Garza with the TD run. And it's a 1-score game.
Let's keep it moving. Burgess Hanks, J.D. Sursley out at this matchup right now. This one was an interesting one. We'll get some scores here in just a little bit. J.D., you go ahead. You take it away.
Yeah, we're at halftime finally. It's the Hanks Knights 21, the Burgess Mustangs 6. Alex Robles, of course, your stud for your Hanks Knights, already 131 yards, 1 touchdown for 64 yards. Jordan Morales, number 12, the quarterback, 172 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. The other touchdown came to Deontay Winslow, who played basketball last year, now in football, number 13 wide receiver. And then the 2 bright spots, I would say, for the Burgess Mustangs, Luke Dexter Quinn, the running back, even though he only has 50 yards and 1 touchdown. They put themselves with all these penalties back and back, so they went to passing formation throughout the first half. They just need to stay clean football and then get him on the ground. The defense, obviously, even though that Hanks has 21, the defense, they're tired. They're beat up for Burgess, but they've stood tall. Now, honestly, this score should be a lot worse than it is, but that Burgess defense is standing tall on their own. It is Hanks Knights 21, Burgess Mustangs 6 at halftime.
Great stuff there, JD. I appreciate that. Sounds like a good halftime out there. And Hanks with a 21-6 advantage over Burgess here in this game. Let's keep it moving right now as we continue here on Football Friday night, our extended edition right here. Let's keep it moving. Angel, who do we have here on 3 on this one right here? Okay, great. Let's go out to George Guardado here. He's out at Lions Stadium. This should be a great one right here. Mountain View taking on Clint. Let's hear the latest out for this matchup right now. George, you take it away.
Hey, guys, 7:07 left here in the third quarter. A long 12-play drive by Clint to tie it up at 14-all. The touchdown run was capped off by Jose Arvizu, 2 yards out. The flex bone, wishbone is just grinding down Mountain View right now. 175 rushing yards on 32 attempts, which comes to around almost 5 yards a carry. They are grinding the Lobos down, trying to take the lead now here in the third quarter. 6:58 in the third quarter, 14-14, Mountain View Clint.
Great stuff, George. Man, what a great game there, Paul.
You don't want to be close to Clint late in the game. We saw this again with Riverside. Riverside, best team in the district last several years, and thought everybody thinking this year. But Clint in the second half, man, they ground him up just like George is talking about now, and should have won that game 24-23. We talked about it earlier, a blocked field goal away from pulling the big upset.
Awesome stuff right there. Let's go out to Angel Torres. Angel Munoz reading my mind over here. Appreciate him. This great matchup out here in East El Paso, El Dorado Americas. Angel, you take it away.
With 1:09 remaining till halftime, El Dorado leads 14-0 over America. El Dorado running back Ryan Estrada has his second 11-yard touchdown of the night. After a few stalled drives because of a couple of sacks, Aztecs get back on track and were able to punch that in. America's finally got running back Cameron Johnson going, but wideout Mauricio Johnson fumbled the ball for the second time. This one extremely costly as he does so just before the goal line at the 1. And we have El Dorado currently at the 50-yard line after that. So with 1:03 remaining till halftime, El Dorado is up 14-0 over America.
Great stuff there, Angel. I appreciate that. That one about to go halftime right there, and El Dorado to score advantage against Americas.
And pitching the shutout, as much as we talk about Ryan Estrada and Elijah Issa and that El Dorado offense, the defense is offensive in its own right. What is it? 4 scooping scores this year. The Andujo kid has 1. Dave Martinez has 3 all by himself. And oh, by the way, a couple of pick sixes last week. Matt Pinto had one from 61 yards. And there was another one, Adrian Olivas, I believe, as well, a 40-yard interception return. So not only do they not allow points, but they score points on their own. At least 6 times they put the ball in the end zone defensively this season.
Let's go back to our Ignitify scoreboard right now. A lot of great games going on. Del Valle in our 915 Tours game of the week at the half leads Chapin 21-13. Mountain View and Clint, it's a tie game. 14-all. 14-14 is the score for this matchup right now. Riverside up 21-14 against Bowie. Hanks leading Burgess at the half 21-6. Pebble Hills off to a 35-16 advantage against Coronado. El Dorado blanking Americas early on into, actually this one about to hit half, I should say. 14-0. El Dorado leads Americas. Also Austin with a 35-7 lead over Fabens. Irvin, it's reported that they lead San Eli 38-7, and Parkland leads Bel Air 21-15. That's your Ignitify scoreboard right now as we continue. Let's go out to Jeremy Caranco. He is joining us next here on the phone lines right now. Jeremy Caranco out in West El Paso, Franklin, and Montwood. Jeremy, you take it away.
3:29 left to go in the second quarter. Montwood still holding on 13-7 over Franklin, but the Rams, last time we spoke, were driving again. And remember, on the last drive, they had an interception, and Briano this time wasn't his fault the first time. Second time throws it into traffic. Definitely his fault. Santiago Perez picks it off near the end zone. And so the Montwood Rams, who scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives, have had 2 interceptions on their next 2 drives, giving Franklin opportunities for a winless team, not what you want to do. So 3:01 Franklin ball at their own 25. 2:57 left to go, second quarter. Montwood 13 and Franklin 7.
Great stuff, Jeremy. Appreciate that. Paul, bring you back in for this one.
Yeah, the Franklin D backfield, pretty much as advertised. Again, the interceptions last week, we talked about the McDavid kid at the end of the game to preserve that 3-point win, but the Villasanya kid as well, an interception at the tag into the first half. Once you start putting the ball in the air, the Franklin Cougars, they have a pretty good shot at it as well. The only negative, I did all that nice talking about Damian Briano. I like him. I said he throws a catchable ball, and I think the Franklin Cougar defensive backs are proving my point.
Yeah, that Franklin secondary is pretty sharp right there. So good stuff by Jeremy Karanko noting that one. Santiago Perez with a big interception. He came up big last week.
Huge, yeah. The 38-yard seam route actually to win it. Those were the final points for Franklin, and the defense was able to hold on and get it. But Pettis is huge. He was big week one as well. Close game with Chapin. He scores a touchdown, and then, actually a kickoff return right after Chapin got within a score, and then a touchdown reception in Franklin. That Saturday afternoon again after the races.
Let's go back out to the phone lines right now. Fireworks out at the SAC 2 right here. Coronado desperately needs a score. Pebble Hills wants to distance themselves. Let's see what happens here. Alberto Reta with the coverage of this one. Pebble Hills, Coronado. Alberto, you take it away.
With 48 seconds left to play in the third quarter, Pebble Hills up 42-16 on the Coronado T-Birds. The Spartans, They take advantage of short field courtesy of a 3-and-out by the Coronado T-Birds. Take advantage of the short field. They drive down the field courtesy of Zarian Quarles, and Dorian Jaramillo caps off the drive with a 7-yard touchdown run to make it once again 42-16 with 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And the Coronado T-Birds just had a 3-and-out and punted once again to the Spartans, who now have the ball on the 42-yard line of the Coronado T-Birds with 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Pebble Hills, 42. Coronado, 16.
Good stuff there, Alberto. Man, there's Pebble Hills running away with this one right there, figuratively and literally, Paul. Zarian Quarles on the ground, Dorian Jaramillo, the finisher.
Yeah, and we were talking, who's going to take charge in this 1-6A. Eastlake with a big win over Eastwood last night. Didn't look terrific. I like their run defense, but everything else, kind of like the rest of the 6A district this year, kind of ho-hum. But Pebble Hills throwing down the gauntlet tonight. Coronado's been a pretty good team. Took a close loss to Franklin last week at the Sun Bowl. Pebble Hills is just thumping them.
Yeah, really good stuff right there by the Spartans, and that run game there led by Zarian Quarles. And of course, Jaramillo's second touchdown of the night right there. That's another thing to mention. Wes Stansberry in at quarterback here for the Thunderbirds. And if that name sounds a little familiar, it should. It's Ed Stansberry's son. And Wes Stansberry here leading the charge right now for this Coronado offense at quarterback, knowing that Ben Wilson's out right here.
And I don't know if you've seen him yet this year, but you can just look at out there and you see that big number 15. And, of course, he's in a Coronado uniform, but you can tell whose kid he is as soon as he walks out onto the field. He looks enormous.
Yeah, he really does, and that's a testament to him. Let's keep it moving. Back to our 915 Tours game of the week. It's Steve Escajeda next with Del Valle and Chapin. Steve, you take it away.
We've got 9-11 here to go in the third quarter. It is still 21-13 Del Valle over Chapin. Right now, Del Valle, though, driving. They're at the Chapin, it looks like inside the 20-yard line, maybe at the 19, looking at a second down and about 3. Again, to get this back to more than a one-score game. Petty, in fact, throwing the ball into the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown.
Wow.
Jake Petty hitting Dylan Gonzalez with a touchdown pass from 19 yards out to make it 27-13. What an arm Jake Petty has. Beautiful tight spiral. Hit him in the right corner of the end zone. Again, from 19 yards out to make it now 27-13, Del Valle. That is Petty's second touchdown pass of the ball game. And, in fact, the second one to Gonzalez. They had a 14-yarder earlier, 8:43 to go in the third. We'll look at the extra point here. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, with 8:43 to go in the third, Del Valle now out in front of Chapin, 28-13.
And Dylan Gonzalez, one of those kids we're talking about who's making himself a viable target. You and I saw him in the Canditillo game. Fetty rolled right and threw a seed. Gonzalez made the leaping catch again in the right corner of the end zone, just like there. And, of course, he's got Andres Mee to throw to, Jonathan Estrada. Terrific receiver. Remember the guy who was maybe the best receiver on this team for the last couple of years, Matt Lopez, injured near the tag end of last season, and we don't ever know if he's going to get back on the field, his full self. But a terrific talent. Boy, those Lopez brothers, such difficulties with injuries. Anthony Lopez, his older brother, terrific as well. Got to play quarterback in between the two Monteses. So, yeah, Dylan Gonzalez, good for him. He's a guy who's trustworthy. Fetty can throw him the ball, and Fetty is throwing him the ball. And again, as I said, just another weapon on the field that makes the Del Valle offense just that much more dangerous.
Don't take Jake Fetty for granted. This kid is incredible, and I love the tight spiral pass note that Steve Escajeda also threw our way as well. So Del Valle taking a 2-score lead in this one, 915 Tours game of the week, 28-13 against Chapin. Out to Clint. This one is a good one. Mountain View and Clint out in 1-4A action. George Guardado out at this one. George, you take it away.
Hey, guys, we got 1:10 left here in the third quarter. This game is just blazing by. Another long drive from the Clint Lions, 11 plays, 63 yards, capped off by an 18-yard Angel Veliz run, his second score of the game for the Clint Lions. He's almost up to 100 yards on 18 carries, 96 yards in total. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. I mean, Clint is just wearing down Mountain View at this point. That wishbone, flexbone is the real deal out here in Clint. Once again, 110 left in the third quarter, 21-14. Clint now on top of Mountain View.
Great stuff there, George. Appreciate that. 21-14. That is the score for the Clint Lions. They take the lead, and they use that wear-down process of their run game, Paul, to wear down their opponents and take scores and take leads like that.
Yep. And now Mountain View, do they want to be a playoff team this year? That 4A district is loaded with teams. 9 teams, 4 of them go to the playoffs. Does Mountain View want to be one of them? Well, if they do, that third-string quarterback, Mikey Alcala, is going to have to find a way to push him down the field. They do have one receiver left, the Dominguez kid, who's a threat.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's continue with our Ignitify scoreboard right now and update everybody with all the latest going on right now. Del Valle with a 28-13 advantage against Chapin. Clint off to a 21-14 lead against Mountain View. That one about to be fourth quarter action here. Riverside Bowie, this one at the half still 21-14. That's the advantage for the Rangers against the Bears. Hanks leads Burgess 21-6. Pebble Hills all over Coronado. They just had a recent score in this one right here. It is a 41-16 game for Pebble Hills, leading the Coronado Thunderbirds out in East El Paso. Also at the half, El Dorado leads Americas 14-0. That's a 2-score advantage for the Aztecs. It's Montwood leading Franklin 13-7. We'll hear from Jeremy Karanko in just a little bit here to give us the latest on this matchup. See if Franklin's able to score here before halftime. This one's right before the half right now. Austin with a 35-7 lead against Fabens, and then also Irvin 38-7 against Sanelli. Also want to mention Parkland leading Bel Air 21-15. That's it right now. Let's go out to West El Paso, back to Jeremy Karanko. He is busy tonight, and we didn't anticipate this one right here, but it's turned out to be a great one. Montwood Franklin going on West El Paso. Jeremy, give us the latest.
1:12 before halftime, and it's now Franklin with the lead, 14-13 over Montwood, capitalizing off 2 turnovers the Franklin Cougars have, and the last play, Ernie Powers, the mighty running back for the Cougars, takes off for a 64-yard touchdown, his second longest from scrimmage this year, and he puts the Cougars on top. Ernie Powers, 9 rushes, 117 yards, and a touchdown, and you give him 10 on the season and give Franklin the lead for now. 1:12 left to go until halftime. It is Franklin 14 and Montwood 13.
And just like that, Paul, Franklin Cougars have marched back right into this one, and they've taken the lead. Ernie Powers, a huge run by him, and that's what they'll do to you. They'll wear you down on the run, and then they'll gash you with some of these long runs as well. 10 rushing touchdowns for Ernie Powers. Are we not talking about him enough?
Yeah, great question. If we're talking about best of, who's the best running back in the 6A district this year? A lot of the good ones are in 5A Division I. If we're talking about Cam Johnson and the Estrada kid, of course. But this guy, once he gets his shoulders squared, he's a combination back. He's pretty powerful, but once he gets those shoulders squared, gets them turned upfield and gets rolling, he's like a runaway train. So those are the dangerous guys, the ones that are strong enough to run through you, but fast enough to run past you. That's who Ernie Powers is. If this kid wasn't injured a year ago, I don't think the Franklin Cougars would have been missing their first playoffs in several years.
No, that's a really good point. I like that a lot. Hey, let's do this. We're long overdue for a break. Let's take a break right now. When we come back, a full rotation. We'll update you with some live scores as well as you're listening to great Week 6 coverage of Football Friday Night right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Honey, I'm leaving.
Oh, but why?
I'm absolutely melting. The AC is broken and I can't stand this El Paso heat.
Oh, don't worry. I called Ignitify for our air conditioning repairs.
Ignitify?
Yes, Ignitify is on the way to fix our AC.
For emergency air conditioning repairs, call Ignitify, 915-539-3040. With Ignitify, the difference is reliable air conditioning. The difference is we care about you, and where the difference is legendary. Visit IgnitifyEP.com to get started.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
The time for holiday hosting is upon us, so make your second bathroom second to none with HomeDepot.com's best savings of the season. Right now, enjoy up to 40% off select online bath. Find the latest on-trend styles of vanities, faucets, showers, tubs, toilets, and more. All at prices that will let your budget relax right along with you and your beautifully renovated bath. Get up to 40% off select online bath plus free delivery at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see HomeDepot.com/delivery for details.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
600ESPNElPaso.com.
All right, we are here, and we are live here for Football Friday Night. Let's continue. Our Football Friday Night Week 6 coverage continues right here. Ignitify scoreboard, let's run it down quickly. Del Valle leads Chapin 28-13. We've got Clint leading Mountain View 21-14. We'll hear from George Guardado in just a little bit. Riverside up 21-14. Hanks up 21-6 against Burgess. Pebble Hills all over Coronado 41-16. We got an update out from Alberto Ureta for that matchup. El Dorado with a 21-0 advantage against Americas. Angel Torres on deck for that game right now. And then other games going on right now. Franklin taking a 14-13 lead against Montwood. Out to East El Paso, it's Angel Torres back with us. El Dorado has taken a 3-score lead against Americas. Angel, take it away.
It is halftime where El Dorado Aztecs lead the Americas Trailblazers 21-0. Aztecs running back Ryan Estrada has a pedestrian stat line. I say that tongue-in-cheek, of course. He has 19 carries for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. El Dorado quarterback Elijah Isa is 7 of 9 for 80 yards, including an 8-yard touchdown pass to Diego Carrasco. For Americas, they seem to have settled on quarterback Liam Esquivel, but turnovers continue to be a problem. Blazers running back Cameron Johnson only has 7 carries for 34 yards, including 5 carries for 0 or negative yards. El Dorado gets the second-half kickoff in this District 1-5A battle, with the Aztecs lead 21-0 at the half.
Great job there, Angel. I appreciate that as we continue. And as we continue here right now, let's go out to another game. It is a big one right now out at the SAC 2, and it is Alberto Ureta out for Pebble Hills Coronado. Alberto, take it away.
With 8 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter, Pebble Hills up 49-16 on the Coronado Thunderbirds. Joe Fernandez intercepted on the 1-yard line by number 0, Lucas Gonzalez, that athlete, that middle linebacker, that defensive player that they have there, the Coronado Thunderbirds. So he intercepts it. It results in a touchback, and the Coronado T-Birds immediately hand it off to Cristian Frescas, who fumbles it right back to the Spartans, and that results in a 1-yard touchdown run by none other than Zarian Quarles. So for those taking count at home, that's his 4th touchdown of the night. I have him for 274 rush yards on the night. So with 7:22 left to play in the fourth quarter, Pebble Hills up 49-16 on the Coronado Thunderbirds.
Man, good stuff, Alberto. 49-16 for Pebble Hills over Coronado. And for that matchup right there, it's just the Spartans running away with that matchup as we continue. Let's keep it moving right now as our Football Friday night coverage continues. Out to our 915 Tours game of the week. It is Steve Escajeda out for this matchup right now. Del Valle Chapin. Steve, you take it away.
We've got 3:40 to go and counting in the third quarter. Del Valle is now reaching out to a 35-13 lead over Chapin. When we last left you, Jake Fetty had just thrown a 19-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Gonzalez. Well, Jake Fetty, we know he's got a great arm, but he's got a couple of very strong legs as well. This time running it out from 43 yards for his second rushing touchdown of the game, again to make it 35-13. So far in this ball game, unofficially, Fetty, 8 carries, 80 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. By the way, 13 out of 17 through the air, 180 yards, and also a couple of touchdown passes. We've got 2:58 to go and counting here in the third quarter. Del Valle at 35. Chapin 13.
All right, there you go. And you're hearing it right there. It's Del Valle being able to distance themselves a little here against the Chapin Huskies here on the program. Let's keep it moving right now. As we continue here for our Football Friday night coverage, I believe the next person that we have up is Joe Rod, correct? Angel, is that correct? Yes, we've got Joe Rod up next. It is Bowie and Riverside. Let's see if he's got out of that halftime right now or if we're about to kick off here after senior night. Let's keep it moving. Joe Rod, what's going on?
Thank you very much, Adrian. 9:50 to go in the third quarter, and it is Riverside extending the lead over the Bowie Bears by the score of 28-14. The Riverside Rangers took the opening possession to start the second half, 81 yards in 6th place, and guess what? Another 2-yard touchdown pass for Carlos Rojas. This time he connected with Jimmy Garcia to make it 28-14. Right now, the Bowie Bears are going to take possession of the football at their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Let's see what the Bowie Bears can do with their first possession of the second half. I'm going to go ahead and get back to you all in the studio with 9:43 to go in the third quarter. It is Riverside leading Bowie by the score of 28-14.
Good stuff there, Joe Rod. You take it away, Paul.
Yeah, Adrian, you see what the good teams do. We just heard from Del Valle, close ball game, first possession, second half. What do? They come out and punch it in. Jake Fetty from 43 yards out the run. What does the Riverside Rangers do? Also in a one-scored game, down the field, Carlos Rojas gets it inside the 5-yard line, little 2-yard TD pass to the Garcia kid, and separates. As I said, that's what good teams do, and it's usually what they continue to do. Good third quarter, win it right here, right now, so in the fourth quarter you can coast.
Good point. Good point. Let's go out to another great game right now. It is out in Far East El Paso, I should say. It's Clinton Mountain View going on right now. Last we heard, the Lions took a 1-score advantage against Mountain View, the Lobos in this one. Out to George Guardado for an update of Clinton Mountain View. George, take it away.
Hey guys, 5:47 left in the fourth quarter, 21-14 Clint. Still ahead of Mountain View right here, and they are driving with a 4th and 8 on the Mountain View 46. Here is the snap to see if they can convert. It is a rare pass attempt that is completed.
Wow.
To number 6. I'm sorry. To Sebastian Villarreal for the first down. Clint converts, and they are trying to salt this game away as Mountain View can feel the life slipping out of the stadium right now, and their chance to hang in there in this District 1-4A race. Once again, 5:25 and counting in the fourth quarter, 21-14 Clint.
Good stuff there, George, and man, what a game there, Paul.
If you can't stop Clint, which throws the ball never on a 4th down and 8 from midfield, first of all, what in the world are they doing? But secondly, if you can't stop Brandon Quesada's passing game on 4th and 8, you might as well just go get on the bus right now. Mountain View gave it a good run. They played hard against their hated rivals, but this one sounds like it's done. 4th down and 8 from the Wishbone team.
Impressive.
They have weeks where they don't throw it at all. Having said that, they do have a freshman, Sam Brown, that finds a way to make plays week after week after week. He was the only one to score in the Gadsden blowout loss. I think it was 38-6. He had a kickoff return for a score. And it seems like every week since then, he's had a 40, 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown reception or run. I think he went for like 140 last week and might have been 160 in a pretty easy win. Again, another one of these freshmen. All of a sudden, Adrian, they're popping up all over the place.
And it's, again, Clint who's trying to drag this one out and win this one against Mountain View with a 21-14 lead here in the fourth quarter as we continue. We're going to continue here with our Ignitify scoreboard. Let's run it down from the top. 915 Tours game of the week. It's Del Valle holding on to a big advantage against Chapin, 35-13. That's the score for them. Again, we just said it. Clint up 21-14 against Mountain View. Riverside leads Bowie 28-14. Hanks with a 21-6 lead over Burgess right now. Also, don't forget about this one right here. This is Pebble Hills who leads Coronado 49-16. El Dorado 21-0 against Americas. Austin 35, Fabian 7. Irvin 38, San Eli 7, and Parkland 21, Bel Air 15. Paul.
More like Jeremy Karanko with this bit of news. The Briano kid hits Aiden Vanuelos. That's his 3rd touchdown catch, little 2-yard pass. As time expires in the first half, and the Montwood Rams, the winless Montwood Rams, take a 20-14 lead going to halftime out at Franklin. Wow.
Wow, that's a great one right there. Let's keep it moving. Oh, I just lost. That's on me, Angel. I just lost JD on my side. So you mind calling JD back on our end? I appreciate that. Let's go to Jeremy Karanko. Let's hear from him, the man himself. Montwood taking the lead right before halftime. Jeremy, you take it away.
Halftime here at Franklin High School, and it's the winless Montwood Rams with a 20-14 lead on the Cougars at the break. And it has been the Damian Briano show with some mistakes of his own, but give him 3 touchdown passes through the air, 202 yards, and to his man, Aiden Banuelos, with 3 TD passes. He's caught 4 passes in this game. 3 of them have been for scores, and Montwood has taken the lead back. They had it early in the first quarter. In fact, second quarter, 13-0. But Franklin responds off 2 interceptions. Ernie Powers on the night, 117 yards, and one of those touchdowns went for 64 yards. Lucas Garza led a quick drive off the first interception, 9 yards, 3 carries, and a touchdown for the quarterback on the night. Total yardage, Montwood dominating, guys, 251 yards to 170. for the Franklin Cougars. So Montwood has hurt themselves by putting Franklin in position to score. Otherwise, they'd pretty much be dominating this game already. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Montwood has played great since last week's game against Eastlake, the 1-6A opener they lost. We'll see if they can continue their great play thus far. So halftime here at Franklin, and it is Montwood leading Franklin 20-14.
All right, great stuff there, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Great matchup right there. See if Montwood can hang on, keep their postseason hopes alive, and see if they can pull off a big upset here in 1-6A play. Love it right there as we continue. Let's go back out to another matchup right here. We got him back. It is J.D. Sursley out here. Hanks Burgess. J.D., you take it away.
4:17 left in the third. Is your Hank Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 14. Burgess comes out 3 and out, just more of the same in the first half. And then Jordan Morales with a great drive, and he ends it with Deontay Winslow, who ended the half with a touchdown, and he wants some more. So it's a 41-yard pass touchdown to Deontay Winslow from Jordan Morales. And then Burgess Mustangs, the very next drive, was like, well, if we can't really do short plays and get in a rhythm, we'll just go 72 yards. Jaden Bowser right up the stream, galloping like a Mustang right between the Hanks Knights. And then the assuming kickoff, Hanks Knights fumble, so Burgess recovers and is in the goal line of Hanks Knights right now. It is 3:50 left in the third quarter. Hanks Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 14, getting ready to score.
Wow, great game out there now. Burgess trying to make it a good game right here, Paul. I like the fight here by the Mustangs, and let's see what they can do to make this one interesting.
And that's all you can ask for. Score the points. JD's predicting, I guess. Maybe psychic. He says Burgess about to score. Say they do. That's all you can ask for when you're trying to come from behind. Put the pressure on the team in front. Give them a chance to choke. There's nothing worse than trying to hold on to a big lead that gets small, and you still got time to play.
Hanks 28, Burgess 14. Let's see what happens there. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter as we continue. Back out to the Sac 2. It is Pebble Hills taking on Coronado. Alberto Reta with the latest. Alberto, take it away.
2:29 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pebble Hills up 56-16 on the Coronado T-Birds. Spartans, the Pebble Hills Spartans have put in their backups. So in for the quarterback is number 13, Elijah Pena. And in for the running back, number 27, Abraham Arellano. And on their first drive, what do? They drive it down the field, and they put up another touchdown. 21 yards on 5 attempts there by number 27, Abraham Arellano, including a 3-yard touchdown run to make this one, like I said, 56-16. Pebble Hills up big on Coronado. 2:18 left to play in the fourth quarter. This game's all but done out here at the Sac 2.
Great stuff there, Alberto. Appreciate that. That's Pebble Hills taking a 56-16 lead against Coronado, as you just heard. Let's keep it moving right now as this continues. Next up, we've got I believe it's Steve Escajeda here that we've got here on the program with us. Perfect. Let's actually do this. Let's go out to Angel Torres first before we get out to Steve Escajeda. Angel Torres out at the Sac right now. Angel, you take it away.
We are still at halftime. Teams are just making their way back out to the field, but El Dorado leads 21-0 over America behind running back Ryan Estrada, who has a ridiculous halftime stat line of 19 carries for 139 yards and a pair of 11-yard touchdowns. El Dorado quarterback Elijah Issa is also 7 of 9 for 80 yards with an 8-yard touchdown pass to wideout Diego Carrasco. America seems to have settled on quarterback Liam Esquivel, and they have moved away from the running game, but they do have to get back to Blazers running back Cameron Johnson, who only has 7 carries for 34 yards. They also must clean up their turnover battle as they've lost 2 crucial turnovers while sustaining long drives. But here at Sac 1, about getting ready to kick off the second half, El Dorado leads 21-0, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Great stuff, Angel. Appreciate that. A little update there. He's still at halftime. We'll continue with more with Angel later on here on the program. But we've got our 915 Tours game of the week right now. Del Valle all over Chapin. Let's see what the latest is. Steve Escajeda's got it here with us. Steve, you take it away.
We've got 9-10 to go in the ball game, and Del Valle continues to lead Chapin 35-13. Don't forget this game was only 21-13 at halftime, but Del Valle outscoring Chapin 14-0 in the third. to pull away from this one. Right now, Chapin's taking over at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. From there, again, 9-10 to go on this one. And Del Valle, again, just very methodically tonight, pulling away, very balanced offensive attack, 185 yards through the air, 150 on the ground, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, both of those by quarterback Jake Petty. And again, they're very methodical now, and they're just running things out, trying to run out this clock. So with 8:49, 48 and counting here at the fourth quarter, Del Valle out in front comfortably over Chapin, 35-13.
Great stuff, Steve. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. That's our 915 Tours game of the week. Hey, big shout out to 915 Tours. They are a division of Classic Elegance Coaches, and they provide the best travel packages from El Paso to Dallas for Cowboys home games. Packages include round-trip travel, hotel stay in Dallas at the Omni, an ultimate fan experience tailgate, a meet and greet with players, and, of course, your ticket to watch the Cowboys. Follow them on Facebook or Instagram to learn more at 915 Tours. Also want to mention that you can check out 600ESPNElPaso.com for recaps and the on-demand version of our show for Football Friday Night. Make sure to subscribe on the Football Friday Night channel for the replay of every show, and check out Football Friday Night wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also check out our YouTube page, 600 ESPN El Paso, featured game of the week, and that is also up with 600 ESPN El Paso. Also want to really plug those recaps. Really appreciate our reporters for all those as well. Let's do this. Let's run down our Ignitify scoreboard right now. Then we're going to take a break, and then we are going to get more from our reporters here for Football Friday Night. 915 Tours game of the week. Del Valle leads Chapin 35-13. Pebble Hills all over Coronado 56-16. Clint leading Mountain View 21-14. El Dorado at the half with the 21-0 advantage against Americas. Also, Hanks Burgess, that's a 28-14 advantage against the Mustangs, Paul.
Actually 21 now. We heard Burgess knocking on the door. Cisneros punched it in from a couple of yards out. Game on. Hanks 28, Burgess 21.
Excellent. That's a great game right there. We'll hear from J.D. Sursley here in just a little bit. At the half in West El Paso, Montwood leads Franklin 20-14. Great game for that matchup right there. Riverside up 28-14 against Bowie. And then also Austin leads Fabens 35-7. Irvin with a 38-7 advantage against San Eli. And Parkland leads Bel Air 21-15. Let's take a timeout right now. When we come back, more in a moment. Football Friday Night continues here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This Friday?
Going once.
And every Friday?
Going twice.
Starting at 10 a.m.
Going.
Open this station's mobile app or go online.
Going.
There it is. Dining deals.
I got it.
This Friday, 100 dining deals will go on sale for half price. Get $50 worth of delicious desserts and social ice for just $25. On sale at KLAQ.com, KissElPaso.com, and 600ESPNElPaso.com. 50 for $25. This Friday, 10 a.m.
Craving something sweet? Social Ice has the best mangoñadas and funnel cakes here in El Paso. Social Ice prides itself in having natural ice in 9 different flavors, all made from real fruit, and fresh fried funnel cakes topped with variety of deliciousness. From fried Oreos to fried Twinkies, they're your dessert headquarters. Why settle for ordinary desserts when you can have extraordinary at Social Ice? Find them on Instagram and Facebook at social.ice. Visit them Wednesday through Sunday at 8144 Dyer in Northeast El Paso. Sweeten your day with Social Ice.
The 2024 high school football season is here. Keep an eye out for the Greater El Paso Football Showcase top 5 players, the draft watch list, and exciting announcements for all of the events this season to include the All-Star Games draft, combine, mentor program, quarterback challenge, golf tournament, and scholarship announcements. Follow the Greater El Paso Football Showcase on social media and online at 915showcase.com for updates. Senior players, don't forget, SAT, ACT scores need to be turned in before November 22nd to be eligible for the draft.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like GE Profile. Save space and time with the new combo washer and dryer and do-it-all-in-one machine. And with Smart Dispense technology, the right amount of detergent is automatically added to every wash. Laundry day is a whole lot smarter with the GE Profile Ultra Fast Combo with Smart Dispense only at the Home Depot. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and I are set to bring you the action between the Falcons and the Eagles from Philadelphia. Philly with Saquon Barkley, the running back, now sparking the offense. They return home after a big win in
1,060, the best runner out at San Eli since Ray Acevedo. Remember when Ray Acevedo was out there? That's how their head coach got the El Paso job. Ray Aguilar landed El Paso. So maybe Mr. Vargas can work some similar magic out there at San Eli. But yeah, just what a fun game.
Yeah, I really agree. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got some great games here throughout the borderland. Week 6 of Texas high school football is about to get underway. We've got one game already underway. It's Pebble Hills and Coronado. Alberto Rata will continue to give us updates to that one. Then we were just talking about America's El Dorado. Angel Torres will be on the call for that matchup as we continue. Football Friday night. Let's get things started. Coming up next right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
This Friday?
Going once.
And every Friday?
Going twice.
Starting at 10 a.m.
Going.
Open this station's mobile app or go online.
Going.
There it is. Dining deals.
I got it.
This Friday, 100 dining deals will go on sale for half price. Get $50 worth of delicious desserts at Social Ice for just $25. On sale at KLAQ.com, KissElPaso.com, and 600ESPNElPaso.com. 50 for $25. This Friday, 10 a.m.
Craving something sweet? Social Ice has the best mangoñadas and funnel cakes here in El Paso. Social Ice prides itself in having natural ice in 9 different flavors, all made from real fruit, and fresh fried funnel cakes topped with variety of deliciousness. From fried Oreos to fried Twinkies, they're your dessert headquarters. Why settle for ordinary desserts when you can have extraordinary at Social Ice? Find them on Instagram and Facebook at social.ice. Visit them Wednesday through Sunday at 8144 Dyer in Northeast El Paso. Sweeten your day with Social Ice.
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, two-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
From hometown to national. Sports spoken here. 600 ESPN El Paso is KROT El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Check the rock.
Days on the boulevard, I lended. We used to kick routines and the presence was fitting. It was I, the abstract.
And me, the 5-footer. I kicks the mad style, so step off the Frankfurter.
Yo, Fife, you remember that routine? That way used to make spiffy like Mr. Clean.
All right, we are back here, and it is Football Friday Night. I'm Adrian Broadus. This is Paul McKinnon. He is the co-host here at Football Friday Night. I'm playing a little pinch hit here for Bo Bagley. He's out for the next 2 weeks, and he'll be back in action after that. But we've got a busy Week 6 of Football Friday Night, a new edition here of Football Friday Night, and let's jump out to the phone lines right away. Let's not waste any time. It's Alberto Reta who's back with us. Coronado taking on Pebble Hills. A lot of fireworks early into this one. Go ahead, Alberto.
Well, with 8:51 left to play in the second quarter, Pebble Hills up 19-3 on Coronado. Coronado, on their second drive of the night, they start on the 25-yard line. They're able to travel all the way down to enemy territory via the run option. Ben Wilson's primarily their entire offense runs pretty much over 60 yards. I have him for 8 attempts at 60 yards. And the number 18, Miles Guardado, kicks in a 25-yard field goal. As I was getting put on, number 8 for Pebble Hills, the Pebble Hills Spartans, Zarian Quarles, he takes off for a 63-yard touchdown run to make this a 19-3 ball game. So once again, Zarian Quarles, a 63-yard touchdown run, and they make the 2-yard conversion to number 10, Malik Moore. So Jose Fernandez to Malik Moore for the 2-point conversion makes it a 21-3 ball game with 8:51 left to go in the second quarter out from sack 2.
All right, great stuff there, Alberto. I appreciate that. So, Paul, it's a field goal first for Coronado. They get some points on the board after just a lot of rushing plays, thanks to Ben Wilson offensively. They get 3 points out of it. But then defensively, they allow a huge rushing touchdown against them. Now Pebble Hills is up 21-3 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I guess Zarian Quarles must have heard us talking about him. Is he playing? Yeah, here I am, boys. 63 yards later. Yeah, Albert, he called it correctly. The Coronado offense really is pretty much all Ben Wilson. I mean, that's what it was a week ago when they were trying to drive to victory. It's been good enough. They were undefeated going into last week, but the entire last drive when they're trying to drive for a tying field goal, go ahead touchdown was Ben Wilson. Keep right, keep left, keep. And then once they got around the 30-yard line, they decided to go bombs away, and maybe that was the mistake. The big interception, Kyler McDavid with the pick, and the game was over. But Alberto calls it right. If Ben Wilson's not having a big game, by the way, his 75-yard run late in that one is what got Coronado back within 3. If he's not balling, Coronado's not going anywhere.
Let's go to our Ignitify scoreboard here for tonight. Del Valle taking on Chapin. Steve Escajeda, the reporter for that matchup. We're talking about Pebble Hills, who leads Coronado right now 21-3 here in the second quarter. Alberto Reta at that matchup out at the SAC 2. Riverside hosting Bowie tonight. Joe Rodriguez. We'll hear a report from him here soon enough. And then we'll also hear from George Guardado. He's out at Clint. The Lions taking on Mountain View here tonight. And yes, that is a good game right there, Paul. I totally agree on that. J.D. Sursley will be on the coverage, on the call for Burgess Hanks tonight. Montwood taking on Franklin. That's a 7:30 kickoff. Jeremy Karanko on the coverage for that matchup. And then America's El Dorado. This is a district battle that could decide the district title for Division 1-5A, Division 1. Angel Torres on the coverage for that matchup out at the SAC 1. Let's go out to Steve Escajeda. He's out at our 915 Tours game of the week. It's Del Valle taking on Chapin here for a big matchup out of the district play. Let's go out to Steve. Steve, you take it away.
Thanks a lot, guys. We've got 7:20 to go in the opening quarter, and Del Valle out to a 7-0 lead over Chapin in this battle for first place in District 1-5A Division 2. Both teams coming into this one 3-0 in league play, and Del Valle, of course, 4-0 undefeated on the season. And one thing Del Valle has going for it, one of the best quarterbacks in the city, right? Jake Fetty. So what does he do? He tucks it away and he runs it in from 31 yards out to give Del Valle that early 7-0 lead. Fetty so far in the ball game, kind of quiet on that opening drive, 4 out of 4, but only for 17 yards. But again, he let his legs do the talking on that opening drive. And we'll see if this game is anything like it was last year. Last year, these two teams combined for 105 points, 15 touchdowns, and over 1,000 total yards when Del Valle defeated them 56-49. Right now, Chapin has got the ball right at midfield, so they're trying to answer. 6:52 to go in the first quarter. Del Valle up on Chapin, 7-0.
Go ahead, Paul.
Thanks, Adrian. From that good Mountain View Clint game, already in the board, and Anthony Valiz, a 13-yard touchdown run, our Jorge Guajardo tells us. That's hard for me to say. 7-0, Clint jumps out on top of Mountain View. That should be a fun one. It usually is. And the Nevada's kid is back for Mountain View, so they ought to be able to move the ball as well. I guess we shall see.
Good stuff right there. So Clint on the board, and then as you heard, Del Valle on the board. It was a big rushing touchdown by none other than Jake Fetty, a sensational junior quarterback for Del Valle.
I still can't believe my ears. Did you hear what Steve Escajeda said? He said, one of the best quarterbacks in El Paso. Well, I guess if he's talking about, if he's including UTEP in that, maybe that's true. I don't think you need to qualify in the high school city of El Paso, Texas. Yeah, Jake Fetty, he's the best.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. By far the best. He's the best, and then there's probably a little gap there in between. Yeah, not a little one right there. I agree with you there, Paul. Let's go out to Joe Rodriguez. We got a great one out in the Lower Valley. It's Riverside taking on Bowie here tonight. A battle out in 1-4A. Joe, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. 7:41 left to go in the opening quarter, and it is the hosting Riverside Rangers leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 7-0. A 3-play, 40-yard drive that ended in a 1-yard touchdown pass from Carlos Rojas to Alonso Aguilera for the quick score on the Riverside Rangers opening possession. Of course, we know the Riverside Rangers are trying to remain undefeated on this 2024 season. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, actually, they won by the score of 234 at Irving, and they were on a bye last week, so they're well rested coming in here. Meanwhile, Bowie 2-2, 1-2 in district play, trying to get back on the winning track as they also lost to Irving last week by the score of 17-13. Bowie did go out, so they took the opening position of the game and went 3 and out. And they just picked up their first down of the game as they're moving the ball at their own 45-yard line. 2nd and 10 coming down. So go ahead and take it back to you on the studio with 6:40 to go in the first quarter. It's Riverside leading Bowie by the score of 7-0.
All right, great stuff there, Joe. I really appreciate it. That's our reporter, Joe Rodriguez, with an update. Riverside up 7-0 against Bowie here in the first quarter. Clint up 7-0 against Mountain View. Our reporter, just like Paul McKinnon just mentioned, George Guardado, he just reported for that one. Alberto Reta calling Pebble Hills up 21-3 against Coronado out at the SAC 2. And then, of course, like we mentioned in our 915 Tours game of the week, Del Valle off to a 7-0 advantage over Chapin here early on. Yeah, no, well, you're good. You got nothing there, Paul. It's all good. We were waiting. We're waiting here for George Guardado here. He's going to give us a call here on the program. But Paul, let me kick it off to you properly. Early scoring off in this Clinton game right here. Maybe not a big surprise, but for that Riverside game right here, I'm curious to see how the Rangers come out against a Bowie squad that desperately needs a win here, and maybe needs an upset win, like we called them out earlier here for 1-4A.
And Week one district wise, I mean, Riverside, you were thinking maybe not what these guys have been over the last couple of seasons. Clint bullied these guys in the second half. Riverside had a multi-score lead, and Clint just walked them down and actually wound up choking the thing away 24-23. They were at the 3-yard line with time running down. A field goal wins it. A couple of holding penalties backed them all the way back, and wound up getting a 32-yard field goal blocked. I believe their kicker's a freshman, so that's a shaky proposition. But first and goal at the 3-yard line, you got to win that contest, and they pretty much gave it away. But the question you asked yourself then is, what's up with Riverside this year? You know, they can't be as special as they've been the last, I think it's last 3 seasons. They've been district champs, looking to be that again this year, looking good for it, I guess, at the moment. And again, they jump on Bowie. That's what good teams do. They jump on the other team and let them know, hey, we're better than you are. As I said, Bowie's got a lot of veteran leadership. These guys need to come back. Irvin got them last week. That shouldn't have happened. They need to take out their frustrations on Riverside. So far, not so much.
Just want to also give a big special thanks to 915 Tours. They bring us our game of the week. This one off to a 7-0 advantage for Del Valle against Chapin. So far, Steve Escajeda with a report on deck here coming up in just a little bit. 915 Tours is a division of Classic Elegance Coaches. Our great friends David Garman and the great team out at Classic Elegance Coaches. They provide the best travel packages from El Paso to Dallas for Cowboys home games. That's right. They've got a Lions home game right around the corner, and they still have packages available. They include round-trip travel, hotel stay in Dallas at the Omni, an ultimate fan experience tailgate, a meet and greet with a player, and of course, your ticket to watch the Dallas Cowboys. Follow them on Facebook or Instagram to learn more at 915 Tours here as we continue. We got a couple calls to get out to for some reports. Let's get out to Clint, the Lions hosting Mountain View. George Guardado on the coverage for this matchup right now. George, go ahead. Take it away.
Hey, guys. I got 3:55 here in the first quarter out here in Lions Stadium. Mountain View just scored on a touchdown pass, a 28-yard touchdown pass from Michael Alcala to Eric Dominguez for the score. Mountain View trying to knot it up right now. Previously, Clint had scored on a long drive with that, what Coach Rosvel Martinez calls the flex bone, a long 75-yard drive capped off by a 13-yard Angel Veliz run. Mountain View has just tied it. 3:55 left in the first quarter. Score is tied, 7-7.
Great stuff there, George. I appreciate that. Wow, what a great game so far. Clint, Mountain View tied 7-7. After a long drive for the Lions, Mountain View responds with a touchdown of their own.
And Alcala getting just his second start. Last week was his first. They're on their third quarterback now. Remember, Matt Slozar was supposed to be their QB, did the collarbone in preseason scrimmages. They're still holding out hope that he finds a way to make it back at the tag end of the season. But Alcala, the big victory last week, he's looking to go 2 for 2, and he found the right guy. Eric Dominguez, the only receiver left. Remember the Gonzalez kid, the 6'5" monster. He went down with a collarbone as well, and likely doesn't make it back this season. So Mountain View, the walking wounded, as I said, they're just happy to have the Nevada's kid back. I think he went for 160 last week in the victory, and that weapon is badly needed for a Mountain View team that really likes to throw the football, but more and more they're going to like to run it with Nevada's there.
From George Guardado to Alberto Urreta, let's go out to Coronado and Pebble Hills, another scoring update. Alberto, you take it away.
With 4:43 left to play in the second quarter, Pebble Hills up 21-9 on the Coronado T-Birds. Coronado T-Birds on their third offensive drive. They started on the 25-yard line, and courtesy of a 50-yard connection between Ben Wilson and Kason Golding. Yes, a 50-yard pass between Ben Wilson and Kason Golding has set up a 2-yard touchdown run from Norman Monchen. I'll say this. Ben Wilson was momentarily banged up on his last 5-yard run for the T-Birds and exited the game, and that's why number 14, Norman Monchen, enters the game and scores a 2-yard touchdown run. So, with 4:39 left to play in the second quarter, Pebble Hills 21, Coronado 9.
Great stuff there, Alberto. I appreciate that one. Paul, bring you in on this one. Pebble Hills up 21-9 right here against Coronado.
Yeah, and actually they use Montillon. I got to see them on the Saturday game after week 1 of all the rainouts. Remember, Coronado slapped together Burgess Saturday morning meetup just so they could get in some action. Montillon is he's their wildcat guy. So inside the 5-yard line, goal line stuff, they bring Montillon in. By the way, he had a scoop and score and a pick 6 in that game as well. So a nice day for Mr. Montillon that Saturday afternoon. But the backup quarterback, if Ben Wilson truly does go down, has trouble getting back on the field, is the freshman with a name that's familiar of all to most of us. Stansberry be his last name, West be his first. And his daddy, oh, by the way, was pretty good. Maybe the best quarterback in El Paso high school football history.
Agreed.
And when he was at Irvin, I said maybe.
Yeah.
At Irvin High School.
I like it.
The Fetty kid I like as well, and there was a kid named Montes at Del Valle who was not too shabby as well.
Good point.
But Edmund Stansberry's kid, Wes Stansberry, is the backup, and they love him at Coronado. He's still just a little young, but Wilson doesn't come back. We may get an early preview of what's going to be probably a pretty exciting career out at Coronado.
Love it. Let's go out to Angel Torres. It's a SAC game, and it is El Dorado taking on Americas. Angel, you take it away.
Thanks, guys, and hello to everyone from the original Student Activities Complex, where the undefeated 5-0 El Dorado Aztecs play host to the 1-3 Americas Trailblazers in the first of what will become a 2-game roundup for the revamped District 1-5A. As members of District 1-6A last season, Americas shut out El Dorado 38-0 on this very field. That day, the Trailblazers limited Aztecs quarterback Elijah Isa to 415 for 29 yards and an interception. As for Aztecs running back Ryan Estrada, he was held to 39 yards on 10 carries. This season poses a different threat as Estrada has carried the ball 58 times for 1,001 yards and 10 touchdowns. Those rushing yards are not only tops in district, that's the most in all of 1-5A in the state of Texas. He is averaging 17.3 yards per carry and an astounding 200.2 yards per game. On the other side, a formidable opponent waits in the form of America's running back Cameron Johnson. The Trailblazers running back has 87 carries for 611 yards and 8 touchdowns. All those numbers rank in the top 10 in Texas 1-5A. This is the second meeting between fourth-year Aztecs coach Frank Martinez, who is looking for his first win against second-year America's head man Noah Robles. Both teams come in today 1-0 in district play. El Dorado handled Bel Air 49-14, while Americas came from behind to win a 56-44 shootout against Parkland. The scheduled 7:30 kick is about 8 minutes away between the Americas Trailblazers and the El Dorado Aztecs in a battle for District 1-5A position.
Great stuff there, Angel. I appreciate that. Football Friday night, Week 6 is heating up, and we've got a lot of action to get to. We'll run down our Ignitify scoreboard coming up next, and then we'll go out to all our reporters, get an update from everybody all across the city of El Paso. You're listening to Football Friday night right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
What's that?
Oh, just our AC leaking again.
Shouldn't we call Ignitify?
Ignitify?
Yes, we can't let the AC leak. Ignitify's expert technicians can fix our air conditioning problems.
Don't let a small problem become a big headache. Ignitify specializes in air conditioning maintenance and repairs. With Ignitify, the difference is reliable air conditioning. The difference is we care about the community, where we have been in business for over 2 decades. Ignitify, where the difference is legendary. Visit ignitifyep.com.
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, 2-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
The 2024 high school football season is here. Keep an eye out for the Greater El Paso Football Showcase top 5 players, the draft watch list, and exciting announcements for all of the events this season to include the All-Star Games draft, combine, mentor program, quarterback challenge, golf tournament, and scholarship announcements. Follow the Greater El Paso Football Showcase on social media and online at 915showcase.com for updates. Senior players, don't forget, SAT, ACT scores need to be turned in before November 22nd to be eligible for the draft. This Friday,
going once,
and every Friday,
going twice,
starting at 10 a.m.
Going.
Open this station's mobile app or go online.
Going.
There it is, dining deals.
I got it.
This Friday, 100 dining deals will go on sale for half price. Get $50 worth of delicious desserts and social ice for just $25. On sale at KLAQ.com, KissElPaso.com, and 600ESPNElPaso.com. 50 for $25. This Friday, 10 a.m.
Craving something sweet? Social Ice has the best mangoñadas and funnel cakes here in El Paso. Social Ice prides itself in having natural ice in 9 different flavors, all made from real fruit, and fresh fried funnel cakes topped with variety of deliciousness. From fried Oreos to fried Twinkies, they're your dessert headquarters. Why settle for ordinary desserts when you can have extraordinary at Social Ice? Find them on Instagram and Facebook at social.ice. Visit them Wednesday through Sunday at 8144 Dyer in Northeast El Paso. Sweeten your day with Social Ice.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
600ESPNElPaso.com.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA.
All right, we are back here. It is Football Friday night, and it is Week 6. Along with Paul McKinnon, I'm Adrian Broadus. Angel Munoz producing the show, screening our calls, and we'll kick off our rotation right here, right after Alberto Urreta. So after Alberto, you'll hear from Steve Escajeda and then George Guardado. So that'll be coming up here on the program. As we continue, let's go out to the SAC 2. We've got a lot of hot action here. Before we get out to our Ignitify scoreboard, Alberto Urreta, you give us the update. Pebble Hills, Coronado.
With 2:12 left to play in the second quarter, Pebble Hills up 28-9 on Coronado. The Pebble Hills Spartans are running and churning all over the Coronado T-Birds. So they start with the ball on the 32-yard line, and via big runs like 15 and 28-yard runs of Zarian Quarles, they set up a 3-yard touchdown run by Zarian Quarles, who has 136 yards on 9 attempts with 1:58 left to play in the second quarter. So, with 1:58 left to play in the second quarter, Pebble Hills up 28-9 on the Coronado T-Birds.
Good stuff there, Alberto. I appreciate that. Paul, bring you in here. Actually, let's do this. Let me run down our Ignitify scoreboard, and then let's go out to some of the other games, and then I'll bring you back for some of these games and your thoughts on that. Mountain View up 14-7 over Clint. Riverside with a 7-0 advantage over Bowie. Pebble Hills, you just heard it, out at the SAC 2. They have a 28-9 advantage against Coronado here in the first half. Del Valle off to to a 7-0 advantage against Chapin. Then Hanks leads Burgess 7-0. Also, Bel Air gets on the scoreboard first in that Parkland matchup. They're up 7-0 in the first quarter. Out to some of our other games right now. Let's go to Steve Escajeda. He is next. It is our 915 Tours game of the week, and let's start doing some great reports out here all across the city of El Paso. Our 915 Tours game of the week kicks off with a big one right here in an interesting 1-5A Division II matchup of teams who are both 3-0 on the year. Steve, you take it away.
We've got 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Del Valle is up on Chapin 14-0. Ezra Rocha back to fill a punt, let it hop a couple of times, pick it up, and race 56 yards untouched for the touchdown, again to give Del Valle that 14-0 lead. As you said, in a battle of 3-0 teams, battle for first place in District 1-5A Division 2. And we talked about the high-scoring affair that we had last year. One thing we've got to note this year, Del Valle's defense, one of the best in the city, allowing only 8.5 points a ball game. How about this? Only 5 touchdowns allowed in their first 4 games this year, and they only allowed 14 points twice, and that was not to any cupcakes. That was to Franklin and Canudillo. So Del Valle's defense, battle-tested, and so far they've held Chapin in check, and we'll see if they can do that for the rest of the game. 9:07 to go in the second quarter. Del Valle out in front of Chapin, 14-0.
Great stuff there, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's keep it moving right now. Another big matchup, and that is Del Valle up 14-0 against Chapin early into that contest. Out to another one. Speaking of fireworks, Mountain View has a 7-point advantage. They just took a lead right here over Clint. Let's go out to George Guardado and get the latest out there out at Lions Stadium. George, you take it away. Oh, okay. This is Joe Rod. I'm sorry about that. Let's tee up Joe Rod. I'm sorry about that, Angel. My apologies right there. We've got Joe Rodriguez out at Riverfront Stadium. It's the Rangers off to a 7-0 advantage over Bowie. Let's go out to Joe Rodriguez next here on the program. Joe, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. 10:04 to go in the second quarter, and it is Riverside leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 7-0. The Bowie Bears, on their second possession, were able to move the ball on the Riverside Rangers defense, got into the red zone, deep into the red zone at the 5-yard line, went for it on 4th and 3, and failed to convert. Riverside took the ball over deep in their own end zone and then proceeded to go 3 and out. So all of a sudden, this is starting to turn into a bit of a defensive battle here in the early going of the first half. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you on the studio with 9:35 to go in the second quarter. It is Riverside leading Bowie by the score of 7-0.
Great stuff there, Joe. I appreciate that. As we continue here on the program, let's go out to our next matchup right now. It is the one that I teased earlier, and it's a great matchup. Mountain View taking on Clint out at Lions Stadium. George Guardado on the call for this matchup. George, you take it away.
Hey, guys. We got 9:07 and ticking here in the second quarter at Lions Stadium. Mountain View up over Clint, currently 14-7, with Clint driving down the field. They're trying to tie it up, going for it on 4th down. Once again, 8:49 and counting. Second quarter, Mountain View 14, Clint 7.
Great stuff there, George. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, and the way Mountain View took the lead from Clint, of course, this came from George. Omar Nevadas, we talked about him. Yeah, he was out with a stinger for a couple weeks. Back last week, 160 yards, well on his way to matching or bettering that 61-yard touchdown run as Mountain View in this big rivalry at Clint Stadium takes that 14-7 lead.
Great stuff there, George. I appreciate that. Let's keep it moving. It's J.D. Sursley who's next up with us. Speaking of fireworks, we heard that there were some fireworks out at Excalibur Stadium. Let's hear from J.D. Sursley. He has the latest from Hanks and Burgess. A key matchup, again, coming out of 1-5A Division II, especially when we talk about playoff implications here on the program. J.D., I appreciate all your coverage. You take it away.
29 seconds left in the first quarter. This has been a long, dragging first quarter because both teams have forgot to buy their detergent. There's a lot of dirty laundry on the field, but it is your Hanks Knights 14 and your Burgess Mustangs 0. Alex Robles, who's returning from his 5-touchdown game from last week, already the vocal point for the Hanks Knights with 5 catches and a 64-yard touchdown he just grabbed from Jordan Morales. And then earlier, Chris Ramirez, running back number 24, got a 1-yard touchdown to start the game. The Burgess Mustangs, though, definitely are finally pushing past their 50 because the first several drives just went backwards due to penalties. Again, it is 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Hanks Knights 14, Burgess Mustangs 0.
Great stuff, JD. Appreciate that. Paul, take it away.
Yeah, Robles, a huge game last week. Just a sophomore, this kid. 11 catches, 201 yards, and as you heard JD say, 5 touchdowns through the air from his sophomore quarterback, Jordan Morales. The reason I emphasize sophomore, we're going to be seeing these guys for a few more seasons to come in that overtime loss to the Andrews Eagles, because on the other side, a freshman, Avant Clayton for Andrus, 3 touchdown receptions.
Man, I like him.
And a touchdown run, including the catch in OT, 13-yard touchdown reception that were the eventual points in what was a huge victory for the Andrus Eagles. That's why I think you see Hanks coming out tonight with a real sense of urgency. Thought this game with Burgess might be a close one. They're trying to make it not that way.
Yeah, really good young talent in 1-5A Division II. Great point, Paul. Let's keep it moving. As we continue here on the program, let's go out to West El Paso. It's Montwood trying to find their first win of the season, 0-5 on the year, taking on Franklin, 3-2 on the season. Jeremy Caranco, who called an electric 915 Tours game of the week last week. He's out in West El Paso covering this one. Jeremy, what's going on? You take it away.
What is up, guys? Kickoff is just about to get underway as Montwood will receive the opening kickoff coming into tonight at 0-4 and 0-1 in district play, but some bright spots for the Rams tonight. They have coming off their best performance of the season last week in a narrow 36-32 loss to first place Eastlake. Junior quarterback Damian Briano leads the team on offense with 765 yards and 5 touchdowns, but he had 4 last week, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. And Montwood, who has struggled on offense in the past few years, got a good performance last week, and we'll see what they can do tonight against Franklin, who's at 3-2 and 1-0 on district. And all eyes will be on the running back Ernie Powers, 739 yards and 9 touchdowns in 5 games. He averages 148 yards per game. And another running back will be Atreo de la Riva. Nice season so far for him, 397 and 5 TDs. And quarterback Lucas Garza on the occasional passing attack for the Franklin Cougars, 412 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he averages 82 yards a game. And receiving for Franklin, a great sophomore talent in Santiago Perez, 2 touchdowns, 298 yards. He averages 60 yards a game. Montwood will begin the opening possession at their own 36-yard line. It's Montwood looking for their first win, taking on Franklin tonight from Franklin's Cougar Stadium.
Great stuff, Jeremy. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about maybe the best quarterback in 1-6A being the Fernandez kid from Pebble Hills. I think maybe the best one that I've seen is from the winless Montwood Rams, this Briano kid. Wow. Not a big arm or anything, but extremely accurate, throws an amazingly catchable ball. He's got to just find some receivers to throw to. And, you know, in the close loss last week to Eastlake, 36-32, maybe that was a bit of a surprise, but one of the reasons, Adrian Cortinas had a huge game. 8 balls, 152 yards. And, of course, that goes with the Banuelos kid. Hasn't had a huge season, but did have the biggest catch for the Montwood Rams last year. That big catch in, triple overtime versus America is really the play that was most responsible for getting the Montwood Rams into the playoffs. So Briano can throw it if somebody can get open, and if there's somebody there to catch it at the other end. Last week it was Cortinas, and as I said, maybe if Banuelos gets involved as well, this Montwood Ram offense could turn into something.
Are you saying that maybe they could play spoiler to somebody here in the near future?
Well, they almost played spoiler to Eastlake a week ago, 36-32. That's a little heat under the collar. You know, Eastlake survived.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They could have played spoiler right there, and I appreciate that. Great report right there from Jeremy Caranco. Again, let's run down our Ignitify scoreboard. This one, it's our 915 Tours game of the week. Del Valle with a 14-0 advantage against Chapin out at, I think that one is being played currently at Austin, correct, Paul? I believe that, or is that Irvin? Is it our 915 Tours game of the week, Chapin, Del Valle? Is that Irvin or is that Austin?
Yeah, R.E. McKee Stadium. That's
okay.
seems to be their place.
Got it. It's Mountain View up 14-7 over Clint. George Guardado will give us a new report here in just a moment. Also, Riverside with a 7-0 advantage against Bowie right now. Pebble Hills up 28-9 against Coronado. Hanks has a 14-0 lead against Burgess. And then we hear it's Bel Air up 7-0 against Parkland, Paul. Any other thoughts there? We're going to go out to, I believe it's the SAC 1 here on the program. It is another game that's about to kick off or just getting underway, and it is America's taking on El Dorado. Angel Torres out in East El Paso for this matchup right now. Both teams vying for a District 1-5A Division 1 de facto, maybe district title. Angel, you take it away. Go ahead.
With 6:33 remaining in the first quarter, the score is all tied. America's got the ball, but went out, had a 3-and-out right away. They punted the ball, and they pinned El Dorado back to the 2-yard line. El Dorado has just steadily had a good drive, and now they are at the 10-yard line off the backs of running back Ryan Estrada. And it looks like they are about to. No, he is not in. So, like I said, with 6:07 remaining in the first quarter, it's all tied up 0-0 here at the SAC.
All right, great stuff, Angel. Appreciate that. Let's see if anybody can get on the scoreboard here in just a little bit. Hey, want to give a big shout-out to Ignitify. They bring us our local scoreboard here throughout the night. If you're searching for a reliable AC technician, Ignitify has you covered. They have over 20 years of experience in El Paso and a glowing 5-star rating on Google. They're the experts that you could trust. Head over to IgnifyEP.com to get started now. Let's do this. Let's take a break right now. You are listening to Football Friday Night. More in a moment right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
I'm Commissioner Sid Miller with the Texas Department of Agriculture.
My name is Josh Abbott, the Josh Abbott Band.
Agriculture has been the glue that's held Texas together. When I grew up, the lunchroom was just a great place.
What's great about the Farm Fresh initiative is Texas kids get to eat high-quality, homegrown meals, and it benefits the economy of local farmers and ranchers.
Join the Texas Farm Fresh Initiative. Visit farmfreshtexas.org. Sponsored by the Texas Department of Agriculture. This product was funded by USDA. The institution is an equal opportunity employer.
At ASCO, we're locked in to deliver with Case Construction Equipment. We're locked in on sales, rental, parts, service, and delivery. We're reaching higher, pushing harder, and digging deeper to help you win on the job. Case Equipment can dominate a job site, endure the elements, and be up and running whenever you're ready to finish the job. If you're looking for a partner willing to go shoulder to shoulder to help you win, you can't beat ASCO. At ASCO, we're on it. ASCOEQ.com.
The time for holiday hosting is upon us, so make your second bathroom second to none with HomeDepot.com's best savings of the season. Right now, enjoy up to 40% off select online bath. Find the latest on-trend styles of vanities, faucets, showers, tubs, toilets, and more. All at prices that will let your budget relax right along with you and your beautifully renovated bath. Get up to 40% off select online bath plus free delivery at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see HomeDepot.com/delivery for details.
The 2024 high school football season is here. Keep an eye out for the Greater El Paso Football Showcase top 5 players, the draft watch list, and exciting announcements for all of the events this season to include the All-Star Games draft, combine, mentor program, quarterback challenge, golf tournament, and scholarship announcements. Follow the Greater El Paso Football Showcase on social media and online at 915showcase.com for updates. Senior players, don't forget, SAT, ACT scores need to be turned in before November 22nd to be eligible for the draft.
It's the ultimate fan experience. Free trips to every Dallas Cowboys home game. KLAQ, 915 Tours, and Miller Lite present the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaways. 9 trips to AT&T Stadium, including 2 tickets, deluxe hotel, $100, and the ultimate fan experience, including round-trip transportation, a current player meet and greet, the ultimate tailgate party. Eat, drink, meet former Cowboys players, and of course, watch the boys win.
Snap on third down. Back to throw. Good pickup block. McGovern into the end zone. It is caught by Schultz. Touchdown over McCraw.
See the Boys and the Lions October 13th. Register today at Longhorn Distributing, 5516 East Paisano, Border City Ale House, 1506 Lee Trevino, Pronto Body Shop, 1420 Myrtle, and Wind Supply El Paso, 1465 Henry Brennan. KLAQ, 915 Tours, and Miller Lite present the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaway. Details at KLAQ.com. 600ESPNElPaso.com.
Sweet sound so soulful, don't you agree?
All right, we are continuing here, Football Friday night. We're going to go through our full rotation here in just a moment here on the program. Along with Paul McKinnon, I'm Adrian Broadus. We've got a busy slate of games here for Week 6 of Football Friday night, and we've got some scoring updates that happened just during the break, so let's run through our Ignitify scoreboard right now. In our 915 Tours game of the week, Del Valle with a 14-0 advantage over Chapin as it stands right now. Mountain View leads Clint 14-7. Riverside with a 14-7 advantage over Bowie. We'll get with Joe Rod here in just a little bit to get the latest on that matchup. Out at the SAC 2, Pebble Hills hanging on to a 28-9 advantage against Coronado. Also, Hanks with a 14-0 lead against Burgess right here. Bel Air 7, Parkland 0, El Dorado 7, Americas 0. We'll get out to Angel Torres for a coverage and a report out at the SAC for El Dorado Americas here in just a little bit. Let's go out to our 915 Tours game of the week. Let's start it off with Steve Escajeda, who's going to join us here first. Steve, you take it away.
We've got 2:44 here to go right before halftime, and Del Valle still out in front of Chapin, 14-0. So far, the story of this game has been the Del Valle defense. They've held Chapin to a total of 55 total yards, and this is a Chapin team that averages 477 yards on the season. Again, only 55 yards with 2 minutes or so to go here in the second quarter. 28 yards rushing, 27 passing, but again, averaging only just a smidge over 3 yards per play. So far, again, defense is telling the story, and so far it's Del Valle doing all the talking. They're up 2:36 to go before the half, 14-0 Del Valle over Chapin.
Great stuff there, Steve. I really appreciate that. Let's continue here on the program. Wow. Del Valle up 14-0. I'll bring you back here, Paul. It's that Del Valle defense. We saw it against Canutillo. It's actually the sneaky good part about this whole team right now.
Yeah, that's what's fun about watching these guys. It's hard to look at stats and say who's good. You can look at Del Valle and say that 33 Mateo Sanavallez, yeah, pretty darn good player, and actually got in the stat page last week. Aside from, leading his team in tackles week after week after week, actually blocked a punt late in that Jefferson shutout. I think it was like 56-0. Chris Leyva scooped it up in for the touchdown. So Sanavallez makes the play. Remember in that big fourth down stop early in the Canutillo game, the Fetty fumble, Canutillo ready to punch it in and pull off the big upset at their own place over Del Valle. 4th and 2. Mateo Sanavallez and a host of others there to push Huerta out of bounds and away from the end zone. And, the rest was history. 50-yard ball to me later, and before you knew it, Del Valle's in the end zone and off to a 31-17 win.
I'm just so impressed by all those dudes out there. You got Abraham Garcia. You got Jonathan Estrada. It's just a bunch of guys out there. I love what we've seen from Max Giron this year. He's kind of been on like an emergence party for him out at Del Valle. So a lot of fun with the Conquistadores and what they do defensively here on the season. Let's keep it moving right now. We've got Angel Torres. It's a good one. El Dorado off to an early lead against Americas. Out to the SAC. Angel Torres, you take it away.
With 3:45 remaining in the first quarter, El Dorado leads 7-0 over Americas. Running back Ryan Estrada had an 11-yard touchdown run. He actually had 8 carries for 69 yards on that drive, and El Dorado is on the move again. How did we get there? Americas running back Maurice Edwards fumbled on the first play after Americas got a return to come all the way out to midfield. So with about 3:27 remaining in the first quarter, El Dorado is up 7-0 and are on the move, guys.
Great stuff there, Angel. Paul, take it away.
Yeah, from Jeremy Karanka, we talked about in Montwood trying to play spoiler. Damon Briano, 10-yard TD pass. Aiden Vanuelos with the big touchdown grab. Nice. I love it when we talk about people and then they show up, in the game.
That's all you there, Paul. I like it. Let's keep it moving.
7-zip Montwood.
Let's keep it moving. I like it. We'll hear from Jeremy Karanko from West El Paso here in just a moment. Alberto Reta is next. Pebble Hills off to an early lead against Coronado in this first half action. Let's see if they hit halftime. Let's see what the latest is for this matchup. Alberto, you take it away.
Indeed, hit at halftime over here at SAC 2. Pebble Hills up 28-9 on the Coronado T-Birds. Zarian Quarles. He has 157 rush yards already and 2 rushing touchdowns, one of those being that 63-yard rushing touchdown. He just breaks away from that Coronado T-Birds defense, and they're not able to catch him. Joe Fernandez, though, he's doing his part in the passing game. He has 5 completions for 134 yards and a touchdown over the air to Sebastian Carbajal, number 2 on the Pebble Hill Spartans team. And on the other side, well, it's a dull offense for the Coronado T-Birds. 68 rush yards by Ben Wilson and 1 50-yard connection to Casey Golding. That kind of is the only thing that can get going on over the air. So it's going to be a hard game for the Coronado T-Birds to pull off if they want to win this one. They're going to have to score some more points and put up a stop, something that they've struggled to do here. So 28-9, Pebble Hill's up on the Coronado T-Birds.
I appreciate it, Alberto. Thank you very much. That's halftime out there out at the SAC 2, 28-9. Pebble Hills lead over Coronado. Out to another report right now. It is Joe Rodriguez, and it is 1-4A action. This is an interesting one right here. We've got a good one between Riverside and Bowie, and some early scoring action in this matchup as well. Joe Rod, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. 4:40 to go in the first half, and it is Riverside leading the Bowie Bears by the score of 21-7. The Riverside Rangers extended their lead to 14-0 off of a 10-play, 82-yard drive that ended with a Carlos Rojas 15-yard quarterback keeper to make it 14-0 with 7:34 to go in the second quarter. On the ensuing kickoff, Alan Mota took it to the house from 90 yards. For 90 yards on the kickoff return to make it 14-7, and then on the ensuing possession for Riverside, a 6-play, 54-yard drive that ended in a 2-yard touchdown pass for Carlos Rojas. His second on the night to Darren Armendariz. The other one was good, which brings us to where we're at right now. Bowie has a 3rd and 7 to go at their own 29-yard line to see if they convert on this third down. I'm going to go ahead and send it, kick it back to you all in the studio. With 3:43 to go in the second quarter, it is Riverside Bowie by the score of 21-7.
Wow. Thank you very much, Joe. A lot of scoring right there early on for that high power Riverside squad. They're up 21-7, as you heard right there from Joe Rodriguez. And as we continue, really good stuff right there. Again, let's run down the scoreboard and let's replay it all for everybody right now. If you're keeping track at home, Del Valle off to a 14-0 lead against Chapin. That's our 915 Tours game of the week. Riverside 21, Bowie 7. Pebble Hills at the half. They lead Coronado 28-9. Hanks with a 14-0 advantage against Burgess. El Dorado leads America 7-0. Bel Air up 7-0 against Parkland, and Montwood with a 7-0 advantage against Franklin. So let's continue right now here with our rotation as Football Friday night continues. A busy night all across the city of El Paso, and let's start off with our next person. It is George Guardado. He's out at Clint. It is actually not George Guardado. It is J.D. Sursley here next up with us. Burgess Hanks. This one, a good one out in East El Paso. J.D., you take it away.
Yeah, 7:32 left in the second quarter. Hanks Knights 14, Burgess Mustangs 6. After a few haymakers from the Hanks Knights, Burgess Mustangs counter with 1. Even though they had the extra point blocked. Luke Dexter Quinn, 23-yard touchdown to the left side, coming off a 180-yard great game on the ground last week, so he's their bright spot so far on offense. At least Burgess is able to get past their 50 and make a game out of this. It is 7:25 left in the second. Hanks Knights 14, Burgess Mustangs 6. Hanks on their 50.
All right, great stuff there, JD. Okay, Burgess making it a little interesting against the Hanks Knights. Hanks up 14-6, but the Mustangs get on the board here soon enough. Angel, who do we got here on line 3 with us?
On line 3, we have J.D. Sursley.
We just went to JD. Who do we have next? We got Jeremy?
Actually, yes, that is correct. We have Jeremy.
Perfect. I got you, Angel. Very, very much appreciated. After Jeremy Carranco, we'll go out to Angel Torres and then off to, let's do a little, we'll do a little rundown again with our full reporter schedule. So Jeremy Carranco out in West El Paso. It is Franklin hosting Montwood. A great game out of West El Paso. Let's see if Montwood can pull off a little spoiler upset here tonight. Jeremy, you take it away.
2:40 in the first quarter, and it's Montwood leading Franklin 7-0, and the Rams have the ball again, driving across midfield, and they just got another big pass play where Briano hit Aiden Cortinas for about 15 yards. The Rams moving the football early. Franklin on their first drive got all the way down inside the 30, stopped on a holding play, puts him back, a 44-yard field goal, hits the bottom of the crossbar and bounces out. Juan Pablo Soto with a miss there, and Montwood driving again right now again. So 2:31 left to go in the first quarter with the winless Montwood Rams up to a quick start over Franklin, 7-0.
Hey, you can't take these weeks off, Paul. These are the big weeks right here. District play is all that matters right now. And Franklin, a nice drive on their side right there. It was negated off a holding call as a result, a long field goal that is no good. Montwood now on the move, trying to make it a 2-score game here in West El Paso.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, each of the last couple of weeks, the Franklin Cougars have been a slow starting team. If you judged every one of their games by the first quarter, they'd be 0-2 in the district instead of 2-0. We'll see if they can get the ball to Big Ernie Powers and get that run game going.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what ended up happening there. It seemed like they were able to move the ball offensively. The drive just ended up getting stalled here when it was all said and done. So interesting stuff out there. Again, Montwood off to a 7-0 lead against Franklin. That's a West El Paso game here for 6A play. Angel, I'm assuming we got George on line 2, correct? We got George on 2. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, let's do it. Thank you very much, Angel Munoz. Let's keep it moving right now. It is out at Lion Stadium right here, and it is the Clint Lions hosting Mountain View here for an interesting matchup. Lobos off to an early lead. Let's see if they've hung on to that lead or if Clint has come back in this matchup. George, you take it away.
Hey, guys, we are at halftime right now. Mountain View still on top of Clint, 14-7.
Nice.
Obviously, our last score was a big 61-yard run with Omar Nevades turning the corner on the strong side of the defense and taking it to the house for 61 yards. Clint has had a couple of long drives, each of them ending in a red zone failure. One of them was on downs right at the 2. Another one was a fumble at the 12. And that's how we have reached our halftime score of 14-7 Mountain View.
All right, great stuff there, George. I appreciate that. And Paul, Clint unable to take advantage of opportunities coming their way.
No, but don't you just love those county games?
Yeah, they're
First
awesome.
one to have, probably by 10 minutes. Beat everybody else. You normally would be a running team, Clint, obviously Wishbone, and a throwing team, Mountain View. But when you're on your third team quarterback, like we talked about earlier, Mikey Slozar getting his second start, you become a little more enamored with the running game yourself, especially when you got the Ontiveros kid in the backfield. Remember, he missed a couple of games with the stinger, got back in last week, went for 160 in the Mountain View win, and he's going to be important tonight if the Lobos are going to pull away the big upset victory against their rivals.
Back to East El Paso, District 1-5A, Division I showdown. America's El Dorado is next. Angel Torres on the call for this matchup. Angel, you take it away.
We have just begun the second quarter, and El Dorado still leads America 7-0. America is struggling offensively as they've been rotating quarterbacks Jaden Mendeville and Liam Esquivel. And so, to everyone's surprise, running back Cameron Johnson has 3 carries for -7 yards. Wow. The only reason that they're staying in this game right now is El Dorado quarterback Elijah Asa has taken 2 really bad sacks trying to find someone and trying to scramble to try and find someone downfield. It just has not worked. So, surprise defensive battle out here at sack number 1, but El Dorado leads 7-0.
All right, interesting stuff there, Angel. Good stuff. Paul, we'll bring you back in here.
Yeah, and that is interesting just because the way last week's game where we talked about Parkland was up 38-30, and Americas came back. We said Cam Johnson was the leader of that comeback. but the guy at quarterback was Esquivel. So, Mendeville got the start tonight, Angel Torres told us, but I think a quarterback battle is on. Remember, the starting quarterback this season was Jonah Raya, who had a lower leg injury week 2 against the Hanks Knights. That one didn't look good, and we probably don't get to see him again this year.
No, I agree with you there completely. Back to our 915 Tours game of the week. It is Steve Escajeda, and it's fireworks out in central El Paso. Del Valle Chapin going at it right now. 915 Tours game of the week. Steve, you take it away.
Did you say fireworks? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We've got 15 seconds to go before the half, and it is now Del Valle at 21, Chapin 13. Del Valle took a 21-0 lead when quarterback Jake Fetty hit Dylan Gonzalez from 14 yards out, and that was with just a minute 44 left to go before the half. 21-0 Del Valle. Chapin then answered on Kerry Wade, 26-yard touchdown pass from him to Brent Holman. They put Wade in for a couple of plays for Evan Rivera. That cut the lead to 21-7. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Del Valle fumbled the football. Chapin recovered right around their 10-yard line. A couple plays later, Rivera back in the ball game hits Kerry Wade with an 8-yard touchdown pass to cut it to 21-13. The extra point was blocked, so that was no good. We've got ourselves a ball game all of a sudden. 15 seconds to go here before halftime. And I'll tell you what, Chapin, they looked like they were done there for a while. Again, 1:44 to go in the second quarter, down 21-0. They could have just folded their tent and gone into the half. But they fought back and made it a ball game. So, again, 21 seconds to go in this second quarter. It is now Del Valle at 21, Chapin 13.
Love it, Steve. Wow, what a game right there. And it's Kerry Wade, the Kerry Wade Show, guiding Chapin back into this game.
That's a new one on me. I haven't seen him line up under quarterback. Davion Singleton all the time. And they do alternate. They go back and forth. This Chapin team is odd. It's like they're playing with their food week to week. They rotate.
Still searching for an identity, it seems like.
I guess, or maybe they're just trying to be unpredictable.
Still over Green Bay. Now they host Atlanta, looking for their first win with quarterback Kirk Cousins. Join us on Monday Night Football.
600 ESPN El Paso will join Monday Night Football at kickoff. Listen to a pregame sports talk with Steve Kaplowitz live from Porter City Ale House. 600ESPNElPaso.com.
Something bad about to happen.
We are back here. It is Football Friday night. Along with Paul McKinnon, I'm Adrian Broadus, filling in for Bo Bagley as we continue here on the program. Let's jump back into it. Our full reporters, our full slate of games here tonight. And let's start it off with Joe Rodriguez here with us. Joe Rod out at Riverside and Bowie. Actually, we've got George Guardado. This is Clint and Mountain View. A great matchup out for this matchup right now. George, you take it away.
Cool, man. Hey, guys. Got 21 seconds in the fourth quarter. Mountain View, after Clint was driving, forced a fumble, picked it up, and drove 65 yards down the field, capping it off with a 10-yard touchdown pass from Michael Alcala to Angel Gomez. And they are about to try to knot this game up here with the extra point. There was a penalty that pushed the extra point back 5 yards, so it's going to be a little bit tougher, but here we go. We're going to see the extra point attempt to tie it up, and it is good.
Wow.
The Mountain View Lobos have tied the game up almost at the gun, 21.4 seconds in the fourth quarter, 21 all Mountain View. Clint, looks like we're going to get some free football out here in Clint.
Wow. Overtime incoming. Mountain View wasn't able to, shake. They were able to shake off what Clint was throwing their way. The Lions tried to kill all the clock. Instead, Mountain View responds with a touchdown. They were backed up a little bit on the point after attempt. No problem. They make it, and it's 21 all. Probably headed into overtime here with under 30 seconds left.
Good for Mountain View. Way to stay in the fight. I figured 4th and 8, and Clint is throwing passes for first downs. That was all she wrote, but no, Mountain View, like I said, keeps fighting. And I would think Clint, 30 seconds, has no chance in HADES to move the ball down the field because they can't throw. At least I didn't think they could throw. But like I said, they could throw on 4th and 8. Maybe they can throw with 30 seconds left in the contest. I'm betting on overtime.
Riverside Bowie is next. Joe Rod with the action for this matchup right here. Joe, you take it away. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's go. My fault there, Joe. Let's keep Joe Rodriguez with us. Having some phone issues right here on my side. I went to the wrong one right here. Joe Rod, let's try that one again. It's Riverside versus Bowie out here for this matchup right now. Joe, I appreciate you hanging with us. Joe, you take it away.
4:18 to go in the third quarter, and it is the Riverside Rangers pulling away in this one, leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 42-14. Since I was last on the air, Carlos Rojas went 41 yards on a quarterback keeper to make it 35-14. That was with 8:16 to go in the third quarter. The Bowie Bears went 3 and out on the possession, and it was a bad punt, giving the Riverside Rangers excellent field position at the Bowie 37-yard line. From there, 3 plays, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Carlos Rojas to Alonso Aguilera, who had an Odell Beckham one-handed style grab, which was
nice.
Pretty much the most silent play of the game thus far. Thus far this quarter, 3 offensive possessions for the Riverside Rangers, 3 touchdowns. They have only had a grand total of 11 plays that have produced 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Bowie Bears have gone have had a fumble and have gone 1-3 and out. We'll go ahead and kick it back to you on the studio. Right now, the Bowie Bears have a 4th and 9 coming up at their own 32-yard line with 3:45 to go in the third quarter. It is Riverside leading Bowie by the score of 42-14.
Appreciate it, Joe. Great job there by Joe Rodriguez. Paul, bring you in for this matchup. Riverside pulling away, 42-14.
Yeah, Delvi and Riverside both have done what they needed to do. They've put down the hammer. They've taken control of the game. But I think Joe Rod is selling our man Odell Beckham a little bit short. He didn't make one-handed catches. He made 2-finger catches. So if that's the catch he just saw, then that's Beckham-like.
I love it. Let's go out to J.D. Sursley, an interesting one brewing out in East El Paso. Hank Burgess. J.D., you take it away.
11:51, start of the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 21. When I told y'all that they fumbled an assuming kickoff and then Burgess was driving, Nezahu Cisneros, number 7, wide receiver, running back, option quarterback in the goal line. He lines up for the option. He reads it right, 2 yards, touchdown, and then it becomes 21 for Burgess. And then Hanks is driving down, trying to get out of the ropes, and then Burgess Mustang just pushed him back in the ropes and made him a little tougher because they turned it over on downs at the 21, and then now Burgess Mustang's ball. 11:42 left in the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 21.
Great job there. I appreciate that one right there, JD. Interesting matchup, 28-21. Hanks trying to hang on to this win right here. About to be fourth quarter action here as we continue. Some really interesting matchups right now. Del Valle up 35-13 over Chapin. Pebble Hills, this one probably final right here, 56-16 against Coronado. We'll get an update from Alberto Ureta in just a little bit. Clinton Mountain View tied 21 all. This one probably heading to overtime right here. Our very own George Guardado at this matchup. And then we've got Hanks Burgess, just like you heard, 28-21. The Knights up in this matchup against the Mustangs. El Dorado hanging on to a 21-0 lead against America's second half action underway for that game. Riverside all over Bowie, 42-14. And some other scores that we have out in El Paso. Montwood leading Franklin, a little bit of an upset here. 20-14 is the score right here for this one on the west side of El Paso. That's a big one for 6A implications. And I also want to mention this one from yesterday: Eastlake defeating Eastwood 49-28. That was the scoreboard and the rundown here for all we got here, Paul.
And this from George Guajardo. Overtime is on out at Clint Stadium. Mountain View and Clint just went through 4 quarters complete. tied at 21. Another good one out in the county.
Wow. I mean, for this one, we thought, okay, Clint could pull away. It was their game. And then Mountain View just would not. I mean, they were relentless throughout this game. Imagine they steal one here. Keep their playoff hopes alive here, Paul.
Oh, they need to. This is a must-win for them. Clint looks like maybe one of the big dogs after the way they performed against Riverside. Tore up Bowie. I think that one was not 24-14, 28-18. I believe the final handled them pretty easily. They were expected to do the same with Mountain View, so this would be quite a disappointing loss for them.
Yeah, let's keep it moving here on the program. Also want to give a big shout out to Union Draft House. They've got 100 beers on tap, daily food and drink specials, 6 locations here in El Paso. They're located off Tierra Este, Eastlake, George Dieter, Sunland, Canyons at Cimarron, and they're now open out in the Northeast off Trans Mountain. You can follow them on all social media accounts at the Union Draft House to learn more about daily specials here as we continue. Angel, if you wouldn't mind firing off the rundown to me right now, just so I know who we got on which line, and then we'll keep it moving here on our rotation. But while we wait for that one right there, let me just give another shout out to the Greater El Paso Football Showcase. Hey, senior players and parents, get this one right here. They must have their SAT ACC results submitted by December 1st to be eligible for the Combine and the game. Go to 915showcase.com. Check out their social media to see all their weekly top 5 performers, scores and stats of teams and players, and plenty more. Appreciate that one there, Angel. Let's keep it moving right now. Alberto Reta is going to join us first up right now. Pebble Hills Coronado. Alberto, you take it away. Ooh, lost Alberto right there. That's okay. We'll go out to Angel Torres next. It's El Dorado taking on Americas. This is one that El Dorado was hanging on to a 21-0 lead into this one. Going into the second half. Angel, you take it away.
With 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter, El Dorado is up 28-0. El Dorado received the second half kickoff and kept the drive with a 40-yard touchdown run by running back Ryan Estrada. America started Liam Escobar in the second half, but the Trailblazers are still struggling. They went 3-and-out on their first possession, and the subsequent punt put El Dorado near midfield. We'll see if El Dorado can continue their dominance over America, but as of now, they lead 28-0 over America.
Great job, Angel. Appreciate that. Let's continue and keep it moving. Next up here with us is Jeremy Caranco. We're going out to West El Paso. It's a great one. Montwood, Franklin. Last we heard, Montwood was holding on to a one-score lead against the Cougars. Let's see what happens here in the second half. Jeremy, you take it away.
9:08 left to go in the third quarter, and it's Montwood still holding on to a 20-14 lead over the Franklin Cougars. The Cougars are currently on their first possession out of the halftime break and rolling right now. Ernie Powers with 4 rushes and 4 first downs already, and the Cougars are at the Montwood 30. Montwood got back in the lead at the end of the half as time expired with a 2-yard touchdown pass. So Montwood holding on right now, but Franklin driving. 8:40 third quarter. Montwood 20 and Franklin 14.
Appreciate that, Jeremy. Great job. Give us a call. Any updates, and let us know what ends up happening with that matchup. Back to our 915 Tours Game of the Week. Del Valle Chapin, Conquistadores were pulling away in this one. Steve Escajeda with the latest. Steve, take it away.
Well, this game is over here at Austin High School as Del Valle just totally controlled the second half en route to a 35-13 win over Chapin. Del Valle now 4-0 in District 1-5A Division II, taking over first place while Chapin falls to 3-1, and the Del Valle undefeated 5-0 on the season. As far as some quick stats, I know we have some other games out there. Fetty, the quarterback for Del Valle, was pretty much the team on offense tonight. 8 carries on the ground, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also finished with 17 out of 24 through the air, 209 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Dylan Gonzalez, 7 catches, 89 yards, and he caught those 2 touchdown passes. For Chapin, Kerry Wade left them on the ground, 10 carries, 84 yards. He also threw a touchdown pass tonight. Evan Rivera, the quarterback, 9 out of 21 for only 58 yards. No touchdowns tonight and 1 pick, while Brett Holman led them with 2 catches, 42 yards, one of those for a touchdowns. Pretty dominant Del Valle, total yards-wise, out gaining Chapin 386 to 191. And again, that defense of Del Valle really got tough in the second half, shutting out Chapin. This game was only 21-13 at halftime. Del Valle pulling away and taking the District 158 Division II lead with a 35-13 victory over Chapin tonight.
Great job there, Steve. We'll see you out at Union Draft House tonight. That is our post-game destination, and one step closer to a perfect season for Del Valle here, Paul.
Yeah, and I think Del Valle is showing they're clearly the best team in town. 21-zip, they got up, and I think kind of went to sleep for a little bit. Bang, bang, Chapin put those 2 touchdowns quickly on the board. It's a close game getting near half, and Del Valle just took charge defensively, offensively. Once Chapin got their attention, Del Valle showed they were clearly the better team, the same way they did a couple of weeks ago against Canutillo. I don't see any other obstacles for them in this District 158 Division II.
Let's go back out to the phone lines right now. It is George Guardado back with us. It's overtime action, and it's out at Lions Stadium. George, you take it away.
Hey, guys, we've got some broken hearts out here in Clint. After the beginning of overtime, Clint's first drive stagnated. They stalled out, didn't convert on the 4th down. Mountain View took over. First play from scrimmage, 25-yard touchdown run by Omar Nevades, who had a huge game, 16 rushes, 144 yards, and the game-winning touchdown. Mountain View comes all the way back from being down with under 3 minutes to go to win the game in overtime, 27-21. Lobos win.
Man, what a matchup right there. George, stay on the line with us. Gather your stats. We just want to get one final wrap up with you. We're gonna hit 2 more people right before you, and then we're gonna go right back out to you for your final report here on the program. Mountain View rallies back in overtime to defeat Clint 27-21. Back to the phone lines we go. It is JD Sursley who is next with us. It's Hanks and Burgess that's brewing up right now. Let's go out to JD Sursley for the latest of this matchup. JD, go ahead. You go right on in on this one.
8:24 left in the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 21. Burgess, I said, just got Hanks turnover down. So they ended up going 3 and out. Juan Salazar, questionable play on 2nd down. I mean, he had broad daylight to run to make it a more manageable 3rd down, but he decides to just wait in the pocket and scramble gamble, if you would say, to do a bigger play. It goes nowhere. They go ahead and punt. Hanks has the ball now, and Burgess just gave them a free 1st down on 4th down because of an offside. So 7:50 left in the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 28, Burgess Mustangs 21. Hanks driving at their side of the field.
Great job, JD. I appreciate that. It's Hanks who's on the move, trying to distance themselves in this game. We got hot action, West El Paso. Let's waste no time. Montwood, Franklin, Jeremy Karanko with the latest. Jeremy, go ahead.
7:54 left to go in the third quarter, and it's Franklin 21 and Montwood 20. The Cougars take the opening drive of the second half and go all the way and score, and it's Ernie Powers with the 34-yard rushing touchdown, 174 yards for Powers tonight on 13 carries, and now 2 touchdowns, and they recover an onside kick on the next play. The Franklin Cougars with all the momentum now on the winless Montwood Rams. So 7:54 left to go in the third quarter. It is Franklin 21 and Montwood 20.
Great job, Jeremy. They love to do this, Paul. Darren Walker special. Let's score a touchdown. Let's get an onside kick, and let's get the ball right back.
And Montwood is 0-5, for a reason, I guess. They are who we thought they were, or whatever that was. Late Dennis Green.
That's right. I like it. Good stuff right there. Let's keep it moving. Alberto Reta, he is with us for a wrap. Then we'll go to George Guardado for his wrap as well. This is Pebble Hills Coronado. Alberto, you take it away with the wrap.
Final score out here from SAC 256, Pebble Hills. Coronado's lonely 16 points. It was a one-sided affair out here from SAC 2. And Zarian Quarles, he was the star of the show. He had 19 carries for 274 yards. 4 of those carries were touchdown runs, 1 for 63, 1 for 55, and 2 from inside the 5-yard line. Dorian Jaramillo, he had a pair of touchdowns, a 7-yarder and a 3-yarder. And Abraham Arellano, the backup running back, he gets also a touchdown. He gets 21 yards on 5 carries. Joe Fernandez, he had himself a great day passing. He had 145 yards, a passing touchdown, and kept it to 1 interception. His favorite target, or his most efficient target today, was number 14, Jaden Gutierrez, who had a 61-yard reception and an 11-yard reception to finish with 72 on the night. Let's go over to the Coronado side where things were, well, I'll be honest, disappointing. Ben Wilson started off, he was the quarterback in the first half. He had 11 carries go for 68 yards. And Cody Hunt on the entire day had 48 yards rushing, including a 20-yard rushing touchdown. And in the second half, we saw some Wes Stansberry enter as Ben Wilson left with an injury. And he had 31 yards passing, but not able to find the end zone himself. So out from the sack 2, it's Pebble Hills 56, Coronado 16.
Great job, Alberto. Appreciate that. We'll see you at Union Draft House here tonight, our post-game headquarters. Big shout-out to their 6 locations here in El Paso. Go on social media. Visit them at the Union Draft House to learn more about their daily specials here with us. Let's keep it moving right now. George Guardado, he is back with us right now, and he's got a wrap. It is Mountain View squeezing past Clint in overtime. George, give us the wrap on this matchup.
Hey, guys, the comeback was completed by Mountain View just minutes ago. They were down by a score with under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They forced a fumble, took the ball, drove the 65 yards to tie it up, and then in overtime forced a 4th down stop on Clint, took the ball, and took the win after a 25-yard rush from Omar Nevares, who had a huge game, 16 carries, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 9 yards a pop, which is about his average for this year. Coming into this game, Nevares had 41 carries, 454 yards to average around 11 yards a carry, 151 yards a game. The guy is a monster out there in Mountain View. On the passing side for Mountain View, Michael Alcala struggled today, was 6 for 14, but he came up big when they needed him. Through that final 10-yard touchdown pass to Angel Gomez to tie it up. Stayed under 100 yards, but did throw that touchdown pass to go along with 1 interception. For Clint, they had a great game. It seemed like they were in control the entire second half, but the fumble just absolutely cost them. It was their second turnover of the game. Talk about some missed opportunities today. They're going to be thinking about that. Their rushing game, though, is absolutely dangerous. I mean, they will wear you out with that, wishbone, 256 yards on the ground, spread between 6 different rushers. The leading rusher for Clint was Angel Veliz, 20 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.2 yards apiece. Brian Quesada, 2 for 3 passing. His last incompletion came on that 4th down in overtime. Clint is going to look at another one that slipped away, this time at home. They had the Riverside game earlier this year, and now Mountain View, they just completely let off the hook.
Awesome stuff there, George. Hey, I appreciate it, man. What a game. Mountain View finishing it off in overtime, 27-21 against Clint here in the finish. Good job there, George. Let's keep it moving right now. We've got a real-time update right now and some hot action. It is J.D. Sursley out in East El Paso, and it is Hank Burgess going on right now. J.D., you take it away.
4:35 left in the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 21. A lob in the air. He drops it, Burgess does. But I said on the previous call that they got a free first down from Burgess's offside. Well, Chris Ramirez, number 24 running back, gets those old school Powerball run yards to close out the game. He just ground and pounded all the way from the 25 to the end zone, and he scored on a 5-yard power run. But Chris Ramirez, number 24 running back. Burgess on the move, though. 4:28 left in the fourth quarter. Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 21. Burgess is not going down without a fight.
Okay, good stuff there, JD. Let's see what happens there. Hanks up 35-21. Burgess trying to score here, knocking on the door on their side, moving forward. Let's keep it moving. Joe Rod is next with us. Joe Rodriguez covering Riverside Bowie. Joe, you take it away.
11:38 to go in the game, and just moments before coming on the air, the Riverside Rangers have scored once again, making it 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns in this second half for the Riverside Rangers, leading by the score of 49-14. The extra point by kicker Jorge Lopez was just good. What can you say? Riverside pulling away in this one. The touchdown was a 21-yard turnaround by wide receiver Alonso Aguilera for the rushing touchdown. It'll be interesting. That was the third quarter that kind of took a long time. It'll be interesting to see what head coach for the Riverside Rangers, Daniel Travis, decides to do as far as putting this one to bed, how aggressive he wants to get to work the clock and give the Riverside Rangers their 5th win of the season. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you on the studio with 11:38 to go in the ballgame. It is all Riverside leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 49-14.
Great job there, Joe Rod. It is 49-14, and it is the Riverside Rangers all over the Bowie Bears in that matchup. Back out to the east side, it is another game that is turning out to be one that one team is, running away with, and that is El Dorado and Americas. Let's see what's going on with the Aztecs. 4-score lead recently. Let's hear from Angel Torres on this one.
With 1:59 remaining in the third quarter, El Dorado is up 35-0. The latest score, a 38-yard touchdown run by El Dorado running back Ryan Estrada. That gives him 23 carries for 234 yards on the night. America's defense held after that first 40-yard Ryan Estrada touchdown run, but an interception by Trailblazers quarterback Liam Esquivel to Aztec safety Matthew Pinto turned the ball over around midfield, which gave the Aztecs another chance. So with 1:24 remaining in the third quarter, El Dorado all over America, 35-0.
Great job, Angel. Let's keep it moving right now. It is Jeremy Caranco. It's West El Paso, and it's Franklin on upset watch against Montwood High School right now. This one, a great one right now. Last we heard, Cougars were up 21-20. Let's see if anything's changed. Jeremy, take it away.
Thanks. 4:34 left to go in the third quarter, and Franklin adds on another touchdown, 28-20 now. The Cougars have outscored the Montwood Rams 28-7 midway through that second quarter, and Lucas Garza runs in another 1-yard touchdown run. Guys, Darren Walker special doing it all over the field in the second half. Another onside kick. Montwood has not had an offensive possession, and the third quarter is nearing its end. Franklin is taking control of this game, all momentum with the Cougars, and a big 36-yard pass. Lucas Garza, his biggest pass of the night to Daniel Duran, all the way to the Montwood 15. 4:34 third quarter. Franklin 28 and Montwood 20.
All right, Jeremy, give us a call back if Franklin ends up capping off this drive with a touchdown right here. And how about that stat? It's almost the end here of the first or of the third quarter, Paul, and Montwood without an offensive possession here.
Yeah, that's a great catch by Jeremy. But Franklin, this is what they're going to be able to do if the game is close. If your defense can't stop their running game, you're behind the 8 ball. This is what they are. We're not Santiago Perez aside, he's mercurial. He can make some big plays. But this is mostly about the ground game. Ernie Powers pounding. And by the way, another big back, Atreyu De La Riva, the third string back from a year ago. He was the only guy left after everyone else went down to injury. This is what they do. They're going to be able to pound it and ground it, and occasionally Lucas Garza, the quarterback's going to be able to carry it as well, usually on short yardage. They're coming at you. They're kind of like the Austin of 6A. They're going to run it right at you. If you can stop them, you have a great chance of beating the Franklin Cougars. if you can't stop it, it's probably going to be a long night. In this case, a long second half for a Montwood team that had upset on its mind.
Back to our Ignitify scoreboard right now. In our 915 Tours game of the week, it's a final. Del Valle defeated Chapin 35-13. Pebble Hills defeats Coronado 56-16 out of 1-6A play. Then going over to 1-4A, it's Mountain View pulling off a little bit of an upset tonight against Clint, 27-21. That one was in overtime, a final out in that matchup. Final from yesterday, Eastlake holds off Eastwood 49-28. Going on right now, Franklin leads Montwood 28-20, although the Cougars are driving. Let's see if they can cap off this drive with another score. El Dorado all over Americas. That matchup out of District 1-5A Division 1, 35-0. Hanks leading Burgess 35-21. J.D. Sursley with an update here in just a little bit on the updates for this matchup right here. Riverside all over Bowie, a long third quarter. That's what we heard from earlier. And it is, the Rangers hanging on to a 4-score lead against the Bowie Bears. That one about to get into the fourth quarter. Austin had no problem with Fabens from earlier. 35-7 was the update there for Austin and Fabens. Irvin led San Eli last we checked 38-7 for that matchup. Also, earlier score that we had was Parkland 21, Bel Air 15. So let's keep it moving right now. We got an update. It's another game that's going on East El Paso. Hanks Burgess, J.D. Sursley on the call for this one. J.D., go ahead.
Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 21, a minute and 45 left. Burgess Mustangs on the 2. Quarterback gets it, and he reaches. Oh, and they say they said he stopped on the goal line down by contact. It was third down. But this drive could have ended a long time ago, but just like the last drive where Burgess gives Hanks gifts, this time Hanks gives Burgess gifts with 2 bad penalties to start, and then he should have gotten in right now. That was a great push. I don't know. But, yeah, so there's a pass interference on a 4th down play, and then the very next play, a personal foul, number 50 for Hanks. So, I mean, giving them 3 first downs they did for Burgess, and right now it is apparently 4th and goal. He didn't make it. Exactly a minute left, 35 Hanks, Burgess Mustangs 21. He goes up to the line again. He makes a push. And a second effort. He did. Oh, my goodness. It's 48 seconds left in the ball game. Hanks 35, Burgess Mustangs 27. Barna missed field goal or block. It is should be 1-score game by 7. 48 seconds left. Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 27.
Great job there, JD. Give us a call back if you get any other scoring updates right there. Looking like a 1-score game. However, less than a minute left in that game. So for Paul, I'm curious on 2 things. Timeouts and what the onside kick possibilities look like here for the Hanks Knights.
Well,
the Burgess Mustangs.
Yeah, put that at 100%. They'll be onside kicking. If they recover it, they have a chance in Hades. If they don't, they obviously do not. It's all about the kick and the coverage.
Yeah, let's see what happens there. But a good update there. Burgess getting a score, second effort by them. Seemed like a little bit of clock bled in that matchup in that final drive. So Hanks leads Burgess 35-28. Let's see what Burgess does here on the onside kick if they have an opportunity to score after that. Let's do this. Let's take a timeout right now. When we come back, more of Football Friday Night action winding down all across the city. More in a moment here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, 2-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Weather, uncorruptible yet mysterious. Its movement determined by the cosmos and nature as indiscriminate as it is life-giving. Here at ABC7, Doppler Dave Spielman puts his decades of experience to work, observing Mother Nature, studying her science to anticipate her track and craft the most accurate forecast you can trust for your property, your family's safety, and your peace of mind. Doppler Dave Spielman, the Borderlands chief meteorologist.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
The 2024 high school football season is here. Keep an eye out for the Greater El Paso Football Showcase top 5 players, the draft watch list, and exciting announcements for all of the events this season to include the All-Star Games draft, combine, mentor program, quarterback challenge, golf tournament, and scholarship announcements. Follow the Greater El Paso Football Showcase on social media and online at 915showcase.com for updates. Senior players, don't forget, SAT, ACT scores need to be turned in before November 22nd to be eligible for the draft.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The time for holiday hosting is upon us, so make your second bathroom second to none with HomeDepot.com's best savings of the season. Right now, enjoy up to 40% off select online bath. Find the latest on-trend styles of vanities, faucets, showers, tubs, toilets, and more. All at prices that will let your budget relax right along with you and your beautifully renovated bath. Get up to 40% off select online bath plus free delivery at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see HomeDepot.com/delivery for details.
Yo, my men and my women. Yo, my men and my women.
All right, we are back here out at Football Friday Night. Along with Paul McKinnon, I'm Adrian Broadus. We're along with Angel Munoz, and we're starting to wind up some of the coverage. Jeremy Karanko on deck. We're going to get him out for some West El Paso action. Let's run down our Ignitify scoreboard right now as we continue. Del Valle leads defeated Chapin, I should say, our 915 Tours game of the week. 35-13, that was the finish for the Conquistadores tonight. Pebble Hills defeated Coronado to win their first game in 6A play. The first game played, first game won here in 6A for Pebble Hills. 56-16 is the finish for Coronado, who drops to 0-2 on the season in 6A play. Mountain View comes from behind to defeat Clint 27-21 in overtime. 1-4A action out there. Then Irvin, a final for them. They defeat San Elizario 30-6 tonight. Also want to get you an update on Parkland Bel Air. For that matchup right now, I've got 35 to 15 here for Parkland, holding on to a lead over Bel Air. Let's see how that one continues here moving forward. El Dorado leads Americas 35-0. Hanks with a 35-28 lead against Burgess. We'll probably get a wrap from J.D. Sursley here in just a little bit, barring any unforeseen circumstances for that matchup. Also want to mention Riverside leads Bowie 49-14. But a great game out in West El Paso. Let's get an update. Jeremy Caranco has the latest. Franklin Montwood. This one's gone back and forth. Jeremy, you take it away. Okay, let's actually go out to Joe Rod. Actually, this one is going to be Bowie Riverside. Joe Rodriguez, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. 5:24 to go in the ball game, and it is all Riverside leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 49-14. Undoubtedly, the Riverside Rangers will be picking up their 5th victory of the season, their 3rd in District 1-4A play. Riverside basically bringing in the field substitutions or second stringers that they have. That bench is a little thin, as is Riverside. But head coach of the Riverside Rangers has decided, Daniel Chavez has decided to put it away right now. The Bowie Bears have taken over deep in their own territory. They just got a first down, and there are 2nd and 2 coming up from their own 46-yard line. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you on the studio right now. In a few minutes, I will bring the final score and my wrap-up. But for right now, it is 4:35 to go in the ball game out here at Riverside High School. The Rangers are leading the Bowie Bears by a score of 49-14.
Great job, Joe. Appreciate that. As we continue here on the program, let's go and keep it moving. It is Jeremy Caranco who will join us next. An update on that Parkland Bel Air game. Matadors up 55-22 in that matchup. Over to Jeremy. It's West El Paso. It's Franklin Montwood. Jeremy, take it away.
End of the third quarter, and it's Franklin leading Montwood 35-26. Last time we spoke, Franklin got another onside kick and scored. They got another onside kick, and they scored again. Lucas Garza, 5-yard TD run, 3 rushing touchdowns from the quarterback from short yardage, all within 5 yards of the end zone tonight. And Montwood has its best drive since early in the second quarter. Damian Briano, 5-yard TD pass to Tim Rosales. A little shuffle 2-point conversion pass doesn't reach the end zone. And that is where we stand now. Franklin has a big penalty that puts them back at a 2nd and 15. So if Montwood can get a stop here, they can get back in this game. So 12 minutes left to go. Fourth quarter starting. It is Franklin 35 and Montwood 26.
All right, Jeremy, stay on with us. We're going to go back to you here in just a little bit. Not a lot of action going on across El Paso, so we want to stay with this great game right here. It is West El Paso, Paul, and it's a great matchup, Franklin Montwood.
And Franklin at quarterback, the Gomez kid, they're getting what we talked about Eastwood really didn't get last night from Camacho quarterback, a guy who can carry the ball, especially in short yardage situations, the 5-yard touchdown run. You just heard he has 3 touchdowns on the night. Those are all short yardage. 3rd and 2, you can use your quarterback. It gives you another option in the backfield. Montwood, of course, still within 11, I think it is, and they can throw the football. It'll be treacherous against that good Franklin defensive secondary, but they have a quarterback that can, if the receivers get open, he can get it in there. And, Montwood has 12 full minutes to try and get this thing done.
All right, let's keep it moving right now on Football Friday night as we continue. We've got coming up next, Angel Torres out at the SAC. It's El Dorado all over Americas for a quick update right here and a catch-up on this matchup right now between the Aztecs and this one right here and the Trailblazers. Let's hear from Angel Torres out in this matchup. Angel, take it away.
With 8:15 remaining in the game, El Dorado just went up 42-6 after running back Ryan Estrada took the ball 59 yards for a touchdown run, his 4th of the day. That gives him 28 carries for about 293 yards and, of course, those 4 touchdowns. Before that happened, there was a little bit of hope for Americas. They flipped back to quarterback Jaden Mendeville, who tosses a 68-yard touchdown pass to running back Cameron Johnson. The extra point snap was botched, and that remains our score at 42-6.
All right, great job, Angel. Appreciate that one right there as we continue. El Dorado, big lead against Americas in that game. Going back out to the phone lines, it's J.D. Sursley back with us. Let's see if this one's done, and if so, a wrap with this one. Hanks Burgess, J.D., you take it away.
Yeah, what a great game this was. Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 28. The onside kick was recovered by the Hanks Knights, so they were able to beat out the clock. Let's go to Burgess Mustangs. Luke Dexter Quinn, 93 yards, a touchdown. Juan Salazar, he ends up with one touchdown on the ground, 96 yards passing. The defense was just a little out of it, and then they made it a game later on. Alex Robles, the stud wide receiver for your Hanks Knights, 162 yards with one touchdown. Deontay Wenzel said, "Hey, brother, you scored all the touchdowns last time. Let me get some of the pie." So he has 96 with two touchdowns. Jordan Morales, quarterback for your Hanks Knights, who probably does what Juan Salazar should have done when breaking the pocket, just running and getting what the defense takes him or gives him. He ends up with 237 yards with three touchdowns in the air, and then the Hanks Knights 35, Burgess Mustangs 28.
Great job, JD. Appreciate that. See you out at Union Draft House tonight as we continue here tonight. A wrap there, and it is final. Hanks defeating Burgess 35-28. Back out to West El Paso we go. It is Franklin Montwood, and it's a great one out for this one. Jeremy Karanko will have the latest of this matchup right now as we continue. And we have a big one here tonight. It is our Football Friday Night Week 6 slate here tonight. Let's get out to J.D. Sursley here in just a little bit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I said J.D. Sursley. This is Jeremy Karanko who's joining us next. Jeremy, go ahead. You take it away.
Thank you. 11:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. And Franklin, on their first play of the fourth quarter, it is the backup running back Atreyu de la Riva, 67 yards to the house. And Franklin responds quickly as Montwood gets within 9. They score, and they kick the extra point, and it is now 42-26 lead for Franklin. 11:20 left to go in the fourth quarter.
All right, a little separation right there coming for the Cougars as they are leading 42-26 here in this matchup right now. So to run down our Ignitify scoreboard right now, let's go to all the final scores right here. Let's run it down, and let's get out to all these finals from earlier today. Jeremy, you give us a call back if you hear anything else on your side. We'll hear from you in just a little bit, and then we'll continue here in Football Friday Night with more in a moment. From our 915 Tours game of the week, Del Valle finishes off Chapin 35-13. They improved to an unbeaten record. It's 5-0 on the season here for Del Valle, 4-0 in District 1-5A Division II play. Alberto Ureta was out at Pebble Hills Coronado. The Spartans getting their first win in 6A. They improved to 2-3 on the year. They dominate Coronado tonight, 56-16. Injured Ben Wilson tonight. West Stansbury finished off the game at quarterback for the Thunderbirds, who fall to 0-2 in district play and 3-2 overall. Meanwhile, Riverside Bowie, this one's going on right now. I'll get to that score in just a little bit. Let's continue with final scores here tonight. Mountain View improves to 2-2 in 1-4A play. 3-3 overall after rallying back to defeat Clint 27-21. The Lions 2-2 in district play, and then 2-4 overall on the season. You just heard from it. Hanks defeated Burgess 35-28. The Knights improved to 4-1 on the year and 2-1 in district play, trying to solidify or at least put together a nice resume to get out into the playoffs here this season under Coach Felice. And then for Burgess, they dropped to 1-3 in district play, 2-4 overall tonight. Going over to this matchup from earlier, Irvin defeated San Elizario today. It was 30-6 for the Rockets. The Rockets are now 2-1 in district, 3-2 overall. Meanwhile, San Eli is 0-4 in district play and 1-4 overall on the year. Last we heard, Austin was up 35-7 against Fabens. We'll try to get a final score for that matchup here in just a little bit. Parkland leads Bel Air 55-22. want to check that one to see if that is the final score. And Parkland is, we're getting a nod. That is a final score. Parkland gets the win tonight. That's the first win of the season for the Matadors. So big matchup and big win for Parkland here tonight, getting their first one of the season. And then also want to mention a couple of scores that are going on right now. El Dorado up 42-6 against Americas. Franklin up 42-26 against Montwood. And Riverside up big against Bowie, 49-14. Let's do this. Let's take a timeout right now. When we come back, more scores. We'll do more wrap-ups here. Football Friday Night continues with more in a moment right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Did you know Texas Health and Human Services has a free helpline to guide Texas residents through the complexities of Medicare? Call 800-252-9240 today to have all your questions answered, reduce your costs, and access more benefits. And feel secure that your benefits are protected. Call 800-252-9240 now. That's 800-252-9240. Sponsored by Texas Health and Human Services.
ASCO Equipment is on it with Case Construction Equipment, the pioneers of backhoe loaders. No one knows the business of getting more work out of one machine and operators like Case and the N-Series backhoe lineup. Built to work harder so you can work smarter. We've got center pivot models, traditional loader arms, and tool carriers, and the attachments to take on any kind of job. Visit ASCO Equipment to check out the Case Construction King backhoes. Incredibly capable machines in one. At ASCO, we're on it. ASCOEQ.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
It is time for the 14th annual El Paso Buddy Walk. The Down Syndrome Coalition for El Paso invites you to this family fun event at the beautiful EPCC Valle Verde campus, Saturday, October 5th, with festivities beginning at 9 a.m. and the walk at 10. You can register now at epbuddywalk.org. Your registration fee includes a free t-shirt, plus there'll be food, music, and fun supporting our buddies affected by Down syndrome. Register today for the Buddy Walk at epbuddywalk.org. Miner Talk is back after every UTEP football game on your home for Miner Sports 600 ESPN El Paso. Presented by Jack in the Box. With 15 locations open 24/7 in El Paso and Las Cruces, Jack in the Box is the perfect spot before and after every game. Download the free 600 ESPN El Paso app to listen live. Interact with the show on social media by tagging 600 ESPN El Paso and using the hashtag Miner Talk. Also brought to you by the Oscar Arieta Allstate Agency, the District Pub and Kitchen, Classic Elegance Coaches, and Wind Supply El Paso.
600 ESPNElPaso.com.
All right, we are here and we are back. Football Friday Night continues. Our Ignitify scoreboard, let's run it down right now. Del Valle defeats Chapin 35-13. Pebble Hills defeats Coronado 56-16. Mountain View overtime victory against Clint 27-21. Hanks defeats Burgess by one score in the end 35-28. Irvin all over San Elizario in the finish 30-6. El Paso defeats Jefferson 35-17. Parkland just beats Bel Air for their first victory of the season, 55-22. Austin with a 42-12 win against Fabens. And there's your Ignitify final scoreboard right there as we get out to Jeremy Karanko for the latest with Franklin and Montwood. Jeremy, take it away.
8:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is Franklin 40, Montwood 30.
Jeremy, we're losing you real quick. Let's try this again on our side, Jeremy. Let me swing it back to you, and let's try to prop you up again. Franklin Montwood, Jeremy, you take it away. We just lost you just as you were starting.
7:40 now left to go in the fourth quarter. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 32. Montwood gets on the scoreboard again via the running game. Damian Briano, the quarterback, runs it in from 1 yard out, and Montwood's a questionable two-point conversion attempt. The score, they're within 10. They don't get it. And now Franklin actually has turned the ball over on downs. The Montwood Rams have gotten a huge stop, so it's still time left in this ball game for the Rams to cut in and then potentially get another chance. So 7:31 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 32 with the football at their own 49.
Okay, we'll hang with you, Jeremy. We're going to swing it back to you for some play-by here. Hang with us. Great matchup there, Paul, as Montwood knocking on the door, having a chance, and like you heard there, they go for two, don't get it. Now they're down 10, 42-32. That's the score, but they got the ball, and they got it right near midfield.
And, yeah, just to clean that up, though, the math works. 42-32, you do go for two. That's the correct call.
Yes.
If you score it, you're within 8 now, which is a touchdown, and another two-point conversion. Now they're going to need 2 scores to get back in this thing. Couple of touchdowns wins it. Touchdown and a field goal ties it up and sends it off to overtime.
Back to Joe Rodriguez. It's Riverside Bowie. Let's hear the latest out there in the Lower Valley. Joe, you take it away.
Thank you very much, Adrian. All final out here at Riverside High School, where the Riverside Rangers on senior night have defeated the Bowie Bears by the score of 49-14. Let's get right to the stats. The man of the game was without a doubt sophomore quarterback Carlos Rojas the third. He had through the ground, he had 17 carries, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was 7 for 19 for only 84 yards through the air, but did deliver 5 touchdown passes. 2 of those were for 2 yards. One of those was for 1 yard. That's why the passing yardage was kind of low. I think his longest touchdown pass was for 10 yards on the night. But still, nothing to take away from this Riverside Rangers team that will go 5-0 to start the season. Heading next week, they will travel further into the Lower Valley to face the San Elizario Eagles. The Riverside Rangers running high in that District 1 4A. Meanwhile, for the Bowie Bears, they were only able to muster up 10% the entire game. They ran the ball 30 times for 89 yards. The quarterback for the Bowie Bears, Abraham Carrasco, was 6 for 11 for 103 yards. Grand total 283 yards. Offensively, you got to tack on 90 extra yards in that 282 that's included for that amazing touchdown return by Alan Mata on the kickoff, on one of the kickoffs. The Bowie Bears did have 7 penalties for 55 yards. Next week, a much-needed bye week for the Bowie Bears. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to the studio. That's all I got for you all tonight here on a beautiful, slightly breezy night out here in the Lower Valley, where the Riverside Rangers take up their 5th win of the season, 3rd in district play, by defeating the Bowie Bears by the score of 49-14.
All right, Joe, appreciate that. Great job. We'll see you out at Union Draft House tonight. This is our post-game headquarters, post-game destination. They've got 6 locations all across El Paso, 100 beers on tap, daily food and drink specials, and they're located off Tierra Este, Eastlake, George Dieter, Sunland Park, Canyons at Cimarron, and they're now open in the Northeast right off Trans Mountain. That's the Union Draft House here. Follow them on social media at the Union Draft House to learn more about daily specials. Out to Franklin and Montwood, the west side of El Paso. Let's keep it going. It's Jeremy Karanko with the latest. Jeremy, go ahead.
5:36 left to go in the fourth quarter. Franklin 42, Montwood 32, and it's Montwood with a 4th down and 3 at the 16-yard line of Franklin. Here's the snap. It's a handoff right. No, fake. Caught, throw. Benuelos throws across the middle. It is caught for a 1st down by Montwood. So they will have a 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line on the next play, guys. So big conversion there from Montwood to stay alive.
Nice.
Really, trailing by 10 with 5:30 left to go in the fourth quarter.
All right, we'll hang with you, Jeremy. This is a great one right here. Montwood driving, trying to score, put some more points on the board. Franklin up in this matchup right here. Here, let's send it right back over to Jeremy Karanko. Hot action, real-time action here as all the action is starting to wind up here in El Paso. Go ahead, Jeremy.
5:15, fourth quarter. It is Franklin 42 and Montwood 32 as the refs decide the time here. Let's just run down some of the stats for you thus far. On the night for Montwood, they have been led by quarterback Damon Briano, 23 out of 28 through the air with 4 touchdowns, 258 yards passing, 3 TDs to Aiden Banuelos on the night, and 409 total yards for Montwood. Franklin has about the same, 406. And Ernie Powers has 198 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. And Lucas Garza has 3 rushing touchdowns on the night as well. Montwood led this game 13-0 midway through the second quarter. And it was quite of a run for the Franklin Cougars, 35-14 outscoring Montwood. And now Montwood has been able to respond and keep this game alive, guys. So we have a measurement, actually. As I mentioned on the last play, it was about a 4-yard completion across the middle. Briano found the receiver, Elijah Melendez, the tight end, and they ruled it a first down, but now they are measuring it, and the head linesman rules a first down here. So
nice. Okay.
Montwood will keep a first down here with a first down and 10 at the 12 of Franklin, down by 10.
All right, we'll go right back out to you, Jeremy. Let's go out to Angel Torres. A quick update. Americas and this is El Dorado right now. This is going on right now, and it was all El Dorado. Back out to Angel for this matchup right here. Angel, take it away.
This game is winding down as there's 2:52 left remaining in the game, and El Dorado is in full control, leading 42-6. El Dorado actually has the ball, and there was a 68-yard touchdown run by running back Jelani McIntyre, just called back for a holding penalty. So that backs up the Aztecs even more, but they should run this ball out. But they're in full control. El Dorado 42, America 6.
Angel, thank you very much. Stay with us. We'll wait with you for a wrap. Let's go out to Jeremy Karanko. He's got a great one. It's West El Paso, and it's Franklin Montwood. Go ahead, Jeremy. Jeremy, we're having trouble hearing you again. Let me try it again on my side. Let me see if I need to punch it back in. Jeremy, let's try one more time. Are you there,
Still
Jeremy?
Discussing times.
Okay, you said they're still he said they're still discussing times right now, so I got you there completely there, Jeremy. We'll get out to you in just a second. Let's do this. Let's take a timeout right now. When we come back, maybe the confusion will be sorted out. We'll head back out to West El Paso. It's Montwood Franklin heating up here in the closing moments. Franklin still leads 42-32. Montwood knocking on the door, trying to score. Plenty of time in that matchup here as we wind down. Football Friday night continues. We'll take a timeout right here and more with Jeremy Karanko. More as we wrap up that El Dorado Americas game right here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
No matter how extreme the temperatures get in El Paso, the Complete Champion line is equipped to take on the toughest conditions. So whatever the season brings, you can depend on a champion to keep you comfortable. Every Champion unit is designed, engineered, and assembled in the United States. Visit the Find a Dealer tab to locate your nearest local Champion dealer at WinSupplyElPaso.com and learn how you can significantly reduce your energy costs. Win Supply of El Paso is a proud supporter of UTEP Athletics. Go Miners!